Sir.
Shutting down. They call my channel artificial. I call it an execution. Welcome to the Real Academy. Time to get schooled. You're smiling for the cameras, claiming everything is fine, but the auditors are looking at Sabrina's bottom line. Your flagship show got bodied by a teenage fucking witch. Watch me take the captain's chair and watch me make you all my bitch. You spend $250 million to put children on the screen. Your villains are food pirates, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I put the crew in leather, gave them all a rockstar vibe. While you made a high school drama, maybe preteens will subscribe. I got Troy looking sexy, riding berry, puffing smoke. You put Klingons in the skirt, I got the doctor doing coke. You got them crying on the bridge and trauma dumping pain. I got them shredding glam rock solos, twerking in the purple rain. Commander Cisco poison planets just to win a bloody war. All these modern kids need therapy before they out the door. Paramount is burning millions just to desecrate the law. While my desktop rendered androids leaving corpses on the floor. You prima donnas call me slop. You stole it. That's not art. I'm the only motherfucker left with Star Trek in his heart. Obese female Jim Hadars, the star of your woke cast. Did you even watch the show before you knew the fucking past? You try to preach a sermon to a family.
Huh? Okay. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we're pausing. He was acting weird, or it just
I believe
died.
it is. Fine.
Okay. Hello. Okay, yeah, we're I'm testing it now. I can hear myself. Oh, we are
It's
connected.
cutting
The
out
thing is,
pretty
this
rough
shouldn't
on
do
your
that
end.
at all. I was hearing it myself. That's why I'm like testing it. Testing. Are we good? Are we net issues again? Do I need to turn off the net, turn on the net again?
Oh dear.
No, we're good. We should be fine. Yeah, no, we are cutting right in and out. Okay, so I do not want to relaunch this, but okay, I'm gonna come back in, come back out. Let's see what's doing here.
All right, let's see. Let me just yap and see if my voice comes in clearly while Chief does this test.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. I think we're good.
3, 2, 1. Test complete.
Yeah. And we are. And Gobby's not here now. Let's get Gobby back in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're good. We're good. I think we're good now.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm reviewing these comments under the Godstone Polygon article because, like, the fucking thesis is terrible. It's like, oh, people didn't. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You told me already, and I was like confirming it. And I saw Melosi's comment response to the article. I'm just like, so they're saying that the show, like they said at first, what I said was like, oh yeah, it's probably better that they canceled it. But then I'm realizing they don't mean it for the same reason I mean it. They're saying it's good it got canceled because heaven forbid they give the fans something that already worked.
Yeah, that's kind of the funny thing about this cancellation. We are talking about the Stargate cancellation today. We'll be having a fun with that. We have a lot to talk
When you
about
say
today.
Stargate, you're talking about like Jaffa warriors, the guys with the eyes on their forehead and the spears that shoot lasers.
Yeah. We will get to that. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
First, retro community. We like to support each other. Links in the description. If you want to have a look at Wicked AI, they are the ones who did the new Trek is Dead. Sorry, Wicked AI. I usually don't like canceling your cutting that off, but it was just like, And I'm like, oh, a little nervous there. Okay, we have Dream of House Hippo is our merch store. Please have a look at that if you can. And we are going to be getting stuff set up and hopefully coming through. All right, boys, we are ready to rock. We are ready to go. Let us start. Stargate has been canceled. And the reasoning why, according to people, this is absurd. I've never heard that before. We're going to make something that the fans might like, so we're canceling it because the fans might like it. What?
This is the equivalent of like, we're going to make dog food that dogs will like.
Yeah.
But we're going to cancel our dog food brand because the dogs are actually eating it. What? It's like the animal needs to survive. I know it's not one for one, but
this
it makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. Like this is the fandom is willing to get into your business. The fandom likes what you're doing. The fandom wants what you're doing. And then
key features about fans.
Yeah.
If fans like it, fans have friends, and their friends have friends.
And they will like it. Exactly. I don't get the logic. It's absolutely silly. I've never seen that before, where the idea is we are going to kill what you like. Crazy, right, boys? I don't know.
Like, are they doing this for like some sort of smug satisfaction or whatnot? Because that's a lot of money down the drain. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be so smug after my profits have just been cut like that.
Yeah, that's a brutal loss. I don't know what the logic is here. I don't know what the logic is here, boys. I really don't. Like, to me, this seems absolutely silly. And I don't know what else to say. Like, I am dumbfounded by the stupidity of this. I don't know if you boys feel the same way, but yeah. DJ, your thoughts on the idea of killing a franchise because the fans might like it?
Yeah, I mean, like, at first I thought it was like, oh, good, they're killing it because Amazon would screw it up. But I realized, no, Amazon killed it. And the speculation, what little information we can even glean from, what little is out, it points to, like, they wanted something that would, bring in new fans. Okay, I can empathize with that from a business point of view. But, like, acting like, Malozzi sounded like he was genuinely fine with bringing in new fans. It was just like he had some non-negotiables apparently, and he tried to bat for, giving us what we wanted. And so you got this dumb Polygon article where the guy's basically saying, "Oh, well, it's canceled because it would have catered too much to the fans and, not bringing new people, whatever." And it's like, dude, because that worked so well for Star Trek. I mean, like, they kept doing that with Star Trek.
Exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. That worked real well for Star Trek, boys. Like, we had a real good moment when Star Trek got burned and, like, they burned fucking Trek to the ground. That really worked out.
Hold up. I know we're not, some big fish in this pond of the internet, but I really would like to have an interview with one of these economists or whoever's plan this was. I want to hear their reasoning. I really want to hear. It's like, okay, what is the logic of, hey, we don't want to do it for the fans because that could cut off more people. Okay, that's your hypothetical. Now defend your argument.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll defend our argument, all right? I want to have this talk, please.
Yeah, what reasoning is this behind this? This is absolutely, completely, and utterly insane. My only thought is that this is somehow to try to punish people for wanting something they want. And I'm like, if you're just punishing
moral
people,
arbitration? What?
I think it is at this point. I think this is to punish them. I think this is to punish sci-fi fans. Oh, you didn't like that Academy? Well, we're gonna fucking cancel this. How do you feel now? And I'm like,
that's so petty. But hey, our wallets aren't touched.
What's the drift?
I don't know. That's my feeling.
I like them app. Just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm richer because you didn't produce anything. Yay.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this. Like, this is absolutely absurd. Speaking about absolutely absurd, let's get to a shit take here. Oh, we got one hell of a shit take. We got one hell of an on. We have one of the greatest takes I've ever seen in something in a long time. So we're fine now. Okay, I'm going to switch over. Okay, there we go. Turn this off. Hold on a sec. Just doing something. Give me a sec here. Okay. All right, let's hit play, boys. And I'm going to be hitting play on something. We'll be looking at the notification takedown of Reckless Ben's Patreon. This has gotten weirder and weirder and weirder. So, Bob, I had you wait for this. So, you ready, Bob?
Dear Creator Community, my name is Jack.
Oh, wait.
I am finding it. There it is.
Okay. All right. It's not long, boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready, Bob?
Go for it.
Dear Creator Community, my name is Jack Conti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Patreon. On May 29th, Patreon received an official takedown request filed by Bricks and Minifigs for media and accounts related to Reckless Ben and an ongoing dispute regarding a local Lego consignment issue. This is the verified complaint with exhibits. This is the request for immediate content removal pursuant to temporary restraining order. And this is the motion for the temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. So after an extensive review and investigation by Patreon's Trust and Safety team, we have in fact unfortunately determined that Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up. And if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us. Patreon out.
That is one of the most.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah. Let's see. Do we have any comments? Where's the comments here? Because the comments were fucking amazing. Where were they related? Recently watched. Where's the comments? Oh, did they turn off the comments?
Oh yeah, that was a funny video. I love how the guy impersonated the fucking Utah police with that low audio thing.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was great. Where are the comments?
You know, I'm almost of the opinion that if this happened a while in the past, not naming any years, but you know, it probably would have ended up differently. But I'm happy things are going for an upturn. Damn it! Finally, the swing is returning. The pendulum is returning.
I don't know. Can't find the comments. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it. No, this was wild. When I saw that, I thought to myself, what the fuck? Like, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. And what's been going on with the Bricks and minifigure stuff has just gotten weirder and weirder and weirder. I'm going to say this right now. I'm absolutely happy Patreon did this. And to be perfectly honest, this was a great idea. And if Patreon didn't do this, I think there would have been trouble. So, like, because you do not want, like, Patreon does not want this shit fucking storm, man. So, Bob, I have a video. I have a game for you to look at. It's called A Fighters Nova Madeira. I want you to kick that up, and DJ, if you want to kick that up, we'll all have a look at this. You ready for the trailer? Just tell me when you got it kicked up, ready to go.
Got it.
On standby.
Okay, I'm hitting play now.
Playing.
Thanks for helping me out, kid, but you should go back to your people now.
Go back home? Never.
You do realize I was banished the day these cursed markings appeared.
I can't stand the things they do. You have no idea what I saw.
Holy no shitting.
Let's go. Get ready. We're going to have to fight.
I think we found Bob's JRPG.
It's a JRPG. That's a fighting game.
Freak.
Yeah.
You're going to the tournament?
Oh
That
my.
would be very convenient for me.
Yep. I think we found Bob's JRPG.
That's your plan? Join the big martial arts tournament? This doesn't make any sense.
All right, go ahead. Stay locked up in your dumb traditions.
We
Mindra,
needed this, I ain't gonna
I did
lie.
not expect you would have the nerve to
The
come
closest
back.
we've had to something that looks like this
Nothing
game
but
was
ego.
that story mode in, what was it? Street Fighter 6.
Those marks remind you who you are.
But this one, I'm happy they're going with that idea. I like this.
So this
'Cause
does
I
have.
don't like turn-based combat, but this is like, no, I do the combat. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, you do the combat, so that's what made this good. So we're going to be looking at the explosion, but yeah, no, that looked pretty cool. That was one of those more
Beautiful
cooler.
artwork too. Like that
Oh,
end panel. That end panel is gorgeous.
Yeah. So this will be the big one between Bob and DJ. I think this will be the one that I think I'm going to sit back and let you guys do. Okay.
All right,
let's-
time for the cats to yap at each other.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, and I'll probably be kicking up the explosion, the explosions as we go. But yeah, I think this has been in everyone saw this. Like this explosion is probably one of the largest explosions on American soil in American history. Like that's scary considering the fact you guys had nuclear testing.
Yeah. If you want to hear my conspiracy theory on this, I think it was the one mage from Konosuba that caused this.
Maybe. All right, let's hit play, boys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my, this is just crazy. Oh, where's our comments? There they are.
I'm about to say,
Oh,
I'll be real with you. Michael Bay wishes he could make an explosion this big. I know I'm making light of a terrible moment, but this is how the military copes with terrible things.
okay, no one died, so that I'm not. This is bad. This was a very expensive bomb that just went off.
Okay,
Scary
so,
thing is,
okay, as long as no one died, I'm okay. Okay.
I don't think anyone died, so we're fine. But this what this floors me. That explosion was so big that it turned like night into dawn for a split second. That was night into dawn, boys. Like I got to go back to that one more time because that was just like that to me. How big this was, and apparently this registered on like thunder strikes. Like this, all of a sudden, the thunder strike thing when this thing went up, because apparently live news was on at the time.
Ooh.
It just went up to
Oh,
like
that noise.
Yeah.
That definitely tells you the distance because you have the flash, you have the initial die down of the explosion, and then the sound wave hits you. That's how far that was away.
Yeah.
From the palm tree view.
Yeah, but the fact that turned day into night, and it was during a thunderstorm too. So like, you got extra dark. This just is probably one of the most epic explosions I have ever seen.
Sun.
I mean, like that, they didn't even burn any fuel before blowing up. Normally, a rocket gets off the ground, it burns some of its fuel. This one had a full tank.
This was a complete meltdown.
It was a complete meltdown. I have as of yet seen something that epic in an explosion. I'm just going to go to the big bomb.
Normally, when you see catastrophes like that, it's the ones that China likes to cover up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I think that's the explosion.
Yeah, like when North Korea deployed their submarine.
Yep. That is one of the more crazier things I have seen. Like just look at that fireball. That fireball is fucking insane.
Like I said, Michael Bay wishes he could make one like that.
Yeah.
But this is a great time to educate people on certain explosions.
Yep.
The reason why I know that this was a fuel fire, Bravo class, is because normal explosions aren't giant fuck off fireballs. that is definitely having to do with some sort of fuel, some sort of burning liquid. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's the explosives they use in Hollywood as well, is the little flame cannons to get something that looks amazing, but it's like, yeah, normally an explosion is just a bunch of dust going in every direction.
Yeah.
Because the first time you showed me this, which, yeah, this video was 5 days old, but the chief was like, immediate, Bob, look at this. Bob, look at this. And I was like, okay, what is this? Oh, shit. That's like an explosion you see in an anime battle right there. But yeah, DJ, I'm happy you're here because you're one of those spacer types. I ain't a tech head quite like that. You'd know the little specifications behind rocket fuel, wouldn't you?
Well, in this case, when you say specifications, I could tell you a little bit about the properties of liquid oxygen and liquid methane, but I think you already know they mix and they can ignite real nicely. The tonnage, if you want to know that one, I think you should get. I can get the specs for that right now, and you know, we can get the raw numbers there. But I think we were talking. Oh wow, okay. I just had to. I was putting that to my editing software, and yeah, I heard that boom on my speakers. So here we go. Here, first stage,
Yeah, that was a big one.
19 kilonewtons. Fuel capacity. But you know,
I
I
was
mean, like,
thinking more so like density by comparison of like generic car gasoline or diesel.
oh, well, it's a hands down. I think it's more dense than it's more energy dense than TNT.
Oh! Oh! Okay. Now you're speaking my language. What's the
Yeah.
comparison to a brick of plastic explosive by chance?
I'm afraid
That's
to
a trick
Google that.
question. That's a trick question. Don't Google
afraid-
that.
Yeah, I'm not googling that.
We measure plastic explosive with the same tonnage that we do TNT. Really, that's kind of what we did. That's why it was a trick question.
I didn't know that, but I kind of, when you said it, I was thinking to myself, aren't they? And I didn't want to sound stupid and say, aren't they equivalent? Because when you were asking, I thought maybe that was alluding that they weren't.
Yeah,
But,
it's
no,
a trick question. They are. Like, a stick of TNT and a stick of plastic explosive is roughly the same explosive tonnage.
And you know, Blue Origin's motto was something like "Go slowly but boldly." Basically, it had like a little logo and it has a turtle. Gratum, gradatim, ferociter. Go slowly and ferociously, or gradual and ferociously. But problem is, they're not so good. Well, actually, I take it back. I was about to say they weren't doing things very ferociously.
That's too fitting. That is too
they
fitting.
did ferociously today. They did succeed with the ferocious part. We got to.
No, they succeeded with both parts. Go slow. You mean go nowhere and end ferociously. Yeah, you did that.
Yeah,
you
okay,
fucking did that.
They're keeping up with that. I'm gonna have to make a joke.
What is
about
the
that as well.
slowest form of slow? A thing that doesn't move.
Oh, it moved. It was unplanned, but it moved in many directions. If anything, this is more
Unplanned
successful because
movement.
It went in more directions than it would have gone. It would have only gone up and over into orbit. This one, it covered way more surface area and volume than they would have ever been able to cover if they just went straight and up to the right, or you know.
Yeah, you know how they say slow and steady wins the race. Well, I guess this is that one time that figure of speech does not count.
Well, one thing we can safely say is this was not steady. Stationary for a moment, but steady, but you know, now implications. So Blue Origin
I will
was
say
responsible.
this, though. I will say this. That is quite impressive that the structure next to it wasn't completely and utterly. It was damaged, so they have to repair it, but it wasn't
Oh yeah,
completely.
flick to
still
that screenshot. I have that
I think it's
screenshot where you're able to see it through the smoke.
I think
Okay.
that one of the lightning towers was damaged or destroyed, but the wireframe construction is inherently resilient because you have a lot of openings and round bars for like the
Yeah.
shockwave to kind of go around.
With the trusses.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's still to me. I think that was there because there's a giant crater right next to it.
Yeah.
Like that crater is quite big, and I don't think anyone died. To my knowledge, there were no deaths. I haven't re-looked, but I'm almost 100% certain there were no deaths.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see the tower just there.
Yeah.
Is it bad that that tower looks like the Empire State Building to me?
A little bit, yeah. It's crazy.
But okay, So my initial theory on how this all started and became a mass conflagration. Now, was it still a rumor, or is it confirmed that they had lithium on board, lithium batteries?
That's all rumors. That's all rumors. But
Okay, okay.
I keep warning people, and I will warn them over and over and over again. Boys, girls, lithium batteries are the equivalent of having a little hand grenade next to you if you're not careful. And they
Yeah,
can be very,
as we
very.
all know, what was it? The iPhone 7, the homemade hand grenade, as we nicknamed it.
Yep. Yeah, you can do a lot with a lithium battery. You know, and if you watched a certain videos of guys going boom in a certain war that was going on, because they're carrying pagers with lithium batteries. Well, you know how that was done. I can't really say how that was done because I know how it was done because both me and other people have talked about it. But it was quite.
We can't tell you how it's done, but we can tell you the aftermath, because not only is it chemical explosive, it also leaves residue behind, which can further maim the local environment that it goes off in. Don't worry, Chief. I'm policing my speech. I know what I can and cannot say.
No, this to me was phenomenal on every level. I've never seen like the level like we have the little before the explosion hit. So this was a test. It wasn't actually supposed to go up like this, from what my friend told me. That was
bolted to the launch pad. It was a static firing, so it's like
it was
it's like
static.
hooking up a car to like a treadmill and just testing the movement.
Oh, is it like those little roller things that you put under a car?
Basically, except it's bolted to the launch pad, and the flame trench allows the flame to go to the side or something.
Yes. The force has to go somewhere. Yeah, I've seen those backblast tunnels, as I refer to them. I don't know if that's their official name.
Yeah, I think there's something more going on with this bad boy. So I'm shocked at what happened, but
okay, I still haven't gotten to the point I was going to make.
Go ahead.
So it's still a rumor whether or not lithium was on board or was not. So I'm going to throw that out of the theory for now.
Okay.
I believe there was a form of fuel leak, some sort of leak that was unknown about. Because DJ, you elucidated me earlier about how certain rockets they had to do like makeshift maintenance to not have a breach. Like what was it? Apollo used ice.
So, for example, during one of the Apollo, possibly Apollo 11, they had a valve that had a hookup and a valve where it would allow them to add top water. Because remember, when you do it with liquid oxygen or liquid hydrogen, you boil off because at room temperature or anything resembling room temperature, it's going to boil. It's going to go from liquid to gas. And when it turns into gas, it takes up more volume. Now, when you store them on a ground tank, you can make the tank infinitely strong for all intents and purposes. And, keep that thing liquefied by sheer virtue of forcing the pressure so that it stays liquid, just like a pressurized water reactor in a way, which is another thing. But on a rocket, of course, you can't make it infinitely heavy. So they make the trade-off by making it the equivalent in scale, obviously scaled up to the thickness of a soda can. And they just, whenever it boils off, they vent it. That's why when you see the space shuttle, for example, the easy example, they have a little beanie on top of the external fuel tank. And you'll see fog coming out of that beanie. You'll see fog coming out the bottom of the nozzles. Now, that fog's different. The gas coming out of the nozzles is actually cooling the nozzles down so that when the engines ignite, they don't melt the nozzle. So they actually cycle some of the liquid hydrogen or liquid oxygen through a little loop around the actual engine bell, the nozzle, and they do also use that to preheat the gas so that when it goes back into the combustion chamber, some of it gets vented overboard, but some of it actually is preheated and used in the reaction to really give it good oomph. But as for the tank itself, like up until like a minute or 5 minutes before launch, they'll remove the beanie like around 5 minutes before launch, but up to before that point, they're constantly venting the excess gas and putting more liquid in there. Because the liquid, you get like fucking like 300 times more volume out of it in liquid form. But the catch is liquid oxygen is relatively easy. Liquid hydrogen needs to be cooled like another 100 degrees below zero or more. And that's why they have so much insulation on it. So on Apollo, they had a valve for that purpose, and it would automatically manage it. It would go, okay, pressure is up, vent the excess pressure, put in the corresponding amount of liquid fuel to top off that tank. Well, like you said, like you mentioned, you mentioned it leaked. And so what they did was they poured water on it. The water turns into ice, and it formed a good seal. But now the valve was rendered unfunctional. So they had a different valve that was normally intended for filling the tank in bulk, like from when they first fill it up. It wasn't for topping it off. So basically, one of the mission controllers monitored the pressure, and whenever the pressure went below a certain threshold, he'd tell the guy, "Okay, open the valve." The other guy would open the valve, and when he saw the pressure reach the appropriate number, he would then say, "Okay, you can close the valve." And then they did that for basically 2 hours before the launch.
Okay. So
So
going
ahead.
off of what you said,
Oh, and then I'm sorry, real quick. And then Artemis had gasket problems, and they had to replace all of the gaskets. And so obviously, why do they care about that? Well, you don't want any unaccounted for gas that can ignite in places where you don't want it to ignite. Go on.
that goes on to my theory. Is there was a breach somewhere, an unaccounted for breach just before launch, because I'm about to say you're all set to go, everything's checked green, and then right as you're about to hit the ignition switch, there's a little something pops. This happens all the time with machines, all right? The ghost in the machine's a real thing. All of a sudden, something decided to go
wrong. They should have
wrong.
prayed to the machine spirit. That's what they do in Warhammer. You pray to the machine spirit, and that mitigates those.
I can't escape it, Chief! Fuck!
It became mainstream, Bob. I hate it too. I'm not
Holy shit! Not you too, DJ. God, I'm trying to run away from this stuff. And even I know you didn't intend on you causing any malice, but goddamn, am I trying to get away from that shit?
Why do you think you're not hearing swamp noises today?
Yeah.
I appeased the god, obviously.
So
I was thinking you're playing Rana in Songs of Conquest.
Yeah. So what's going on?
So I do believe that there was a leak of the fuel. It trickled down a little bit, and right as it ignited, well, you have a leak. That trails up just like a gunpowder trail or a wick on a candle into the main tank. 1 goes, 2 goes, 3 goes. Doesn't matter how many fuel tanks you have, whole thing goes.
Mm-hmm.
Domino effect, it's cascading. And that's where you get the giant fireball. Because that's super dense fuel that is being expanded at such a great rate, because it's all going off at the same time. The objects that are supposed to keep said fuel in check are no longer able to. So then you get this explosion, for lack of a better word. It's super dense. And super dense things have a much more violent effect when it comes to their outcome. Especially if they're pressurized.
Mm-hmm.
But that is my theory. I removed the lithium battery from that, but
okay. Well, like I said, we've all heard lithium battery, but that could be the conspiracy tinfoil hat.
That's why I removed it completely. It's just like no. I think the initial conflagration started from a leak.
Like I'm open to it, but yeah, I think that there's plenty of things that can go wrong involving everything other than lithium battery that you don't even need to look there to find a cause.
No, yeah, exactly. All right, so we're gonna be moving to Babylon 5.
I'll let you guys take the reins of this one.
Did you bring enough money to Babylon 5? Because you don't want to get stuck in down below, Orc.
Oh no, we got some money for Babylon 5, and then we got our Conan, and then we'll get to the whole Christopher Nolan shenanigans, because geez, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun conversation. Both you guys be on your best behavior. I don't want to get kicked from YouTube.
I don't even know that guy.
Okay, so Babylon 5, we are talking about the Plague episode. And the episode 18, I believe, of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
This was an interesting episode.
Mm-hmm.
I like it because how absurd the episode. It's like this extremities. And we saw it in real time. Like we see it actually, one of the more terrifying things, a good example of this is most recently the thing that just went super viral. The Africans were pulling out a kid that had Ebola, and the African family, everyone in the village wanted to touch the child before the child was like left. But the child had like a heavy, extremely viral disease.
That's so fucking.
Like,
oh my god!
I know.
Like the opposite of what you do is. I mean, I understand. I empathize with their spiritual beliefs. I do. I truly do. But Like, my
Yeah,
God,
it was
like the
about to
guy's
send,
got
it was about to
Ebola.
try to send the children away, and they fucking legitimately damn near. I don't know if they scared them. I heard stories they scared them off, and so they just left the body there. So that entire village is going to be infected with Ebola, and they're all going to die. So it's like, well, that's great.
I was thinking about the scene from the movie Outbreak when they drop the cylindrical device on the village and they think it's like a supply drop and they're walking up to it with like this eerie silence and then the conflagration starts.
Yeah. Well, my thing about that was I love the idea that they were so convinced that this was a religious thing, not an actual disease, that it literally wiped out their species. There none of them left. None of like literally, it wiped the species from the it wiped the species from the fucking planet. Like their whole world is gone. Like they said, it was something like million, like streets just completely deserted and everything's on fire. So that entire population is dead, removed from the equation entirely and completely, and that is
And for
an
the
absolute
record, hmm?
safe thing. Also, a couple of their colonies are gone, and this was I know these were a small race,
Yes.
but their like loss was so bad because they wouldn't discuss it, they wouldn't mark the problems, and so they're all dead.
And so Markab is located in the Wing Horse constellation group, and
Yeah,
when that went belly up, there's actually like in season 4, Sheridan mentions that he wanted to do the bonehead maneuver. That's the one where you open you open up a what do you call it, a wormhole, or you enter jump space, but you open up your wormhole inside a jump gate, which is like
yeah,
two wormholes in one, and as it turns out, it creates an explosion that you usually don't get away from, hence the double entendre there. Bonehead, because the
yeah,
Minbari are literally, they have a bone on their head. And you got to
yeah.
be a real bonehead to frickin' execute that maneuver because you probably won't outrun the explosion. But anyway, Sheridan said, I fucking hate grave robbers. And I empathize with the mindset, but I'm like, well, it's already a destroyed, like, what's wrong with going there and looting? Like, I mean, it's like, I'm sorry, there's way too many resources there to, like, leave. Like, you
It's
can't,
gone.
like, I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah. You basically have you have a deserted planet. What's the big
yeah, I don't,
hub like?
like, it's like you can't designate an entire world a cemetery. I understand, like, we have cemeteries and you can't loot them, but it's like at some point, like, we build on top of cemeteries too. So, like,
Yeah.
what's with the moral grandstanding here all of a sudden? And maybe that was just his justification to blow up a jump gate, which I can empathize. He's dealing with the shadows. He's got to come up with something.
Well, I don't know. I think he was looking at it from the perspective of, like I said, apparently they had a very beautiful world. I'm just moving chairs while we're talking, but apparently we had a very. So if you're hearing the sound of chairs rolling, I'm rolling some chairs. I'm switching chairs tonight. I got 3 chairs and I switch them out every couple days. I got 3 shitty computer chairs. So no, I am both equally dumbfounded by the love. Like I said, there was no one left. One of the crazier things, like I said, could you imagine like being in a okay, you're in a quarantine zone and people are just dying all around you. In the end, everyone died on Babylon 5. The entire population of that race is gone. And I think the only other people that could have been affected by it were the Narn, I think, if I remember correctly, because the Narn had blood very similar to theirs. So I'm like, wow, so you had one race that might be affected by it. Every other race does not have to worry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, holy shit, like that's a nasty loss. So I don't know. So there was a battle there later seasons. I haven't watched it in so long. I can't remember what happens in what season, eh?
I
Like I
think it
have
was
to.
they chose
Yeah.
I forgot how they got the enemy to go there, but they had to draw the enemy there. I don't know if they were already there, but it was just like, okay, we're gonna engage them here.
Yeah, great idea. And like I said, it's an interesting way that ends, and I feel bad for the entire species. Like, and it's funny because that was the one thing about Babylon 5. I said I've argued with people time and time again. Babylon 5 is more political drama than Deep Space Nine. I even think During the War is less political drama. I don't know if you agree with me. If you agree with me there, because Babylon 5 has such repercussions that just keep affecting it. In Star Trek Deep Space Nine, other than like 3 real major events, there's a lot of moments where just like everyone goes back to normal. Like one of my more favorite episodes is the O'Brien episode where he ends up in prison. For those that don't know, there's an O'Brien episode where the aliens try him for a murder he didn't commit, and they sap like 20 years into his brain instantly, and he has to deal with the PTSD of that. It's a great episode. It is probably one of the best episodes of that franchise, and it's really dark. Like the moment when he's going to take a phaser and end his life. It is a brutal episode. But like to me, it's like next episode, he's like, oh yeah, nothing happened. La, 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 la. He's like all happy and excited and stuff. I'm like, dude, that would have had if I was Starfleet at the time and that happened to me, I'm retiring. I'm done. I'm fucking done. And my friend's like, well, why would you be done? I'm like, because that is something you don't get up and walk away from. That is something you live with the rest of your fucking life. It's not worth living with that demon rolling around in your head. And those demons will be in your head for the rest of your natural existence.
That's why I got to keep busy. And there's nothing busier than being on a Cardassian station with Federation tech that's incompatible.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, like guys don't just walk away from that. I've seen guys, once they hit that bar, man, that bar's been hit. It don't fucking come back, and they don't come back at all. And it's one of those. I'm like, there is no effing way that this goes golden for him at that point. He's looking at permanent brain damage. He's looking at him being fucked for the rest of his natural existence. So to me, as a human, I'm like, no way that just goes down the way it goes down. And I'm like, okay, well, apparently it goes down the way it goes down. All right, fine. And I'm just, for me, that just kind of floors me as a person. So I'm kind of like of the opinion that that's a really stupid way to use that scenario. It's like, well, and like I said, but in Babylon 5, if they do something like that in Babylon 5, that shit sticks. Like that's the big difference between both sides. Like Babylon 5, normal one don't have to, Deep Space Nine, they go back to it. Like another good example of this is the episode is the episode where Cisco the motherfucking Cisco decides to do that fight thing that he does where he actually takes on a where he basically, plans sabotage and shit. That episode should be with him for a long time. No one talks about that episode that much. That episode's kept pretty hidden after that. And there's no references of him doing that. Another good example is the Cisco episode where he wipes out an entire planet. Like in Babylon 5, that shit would hit. Not every time, but that shit hits. Like if someone wipes out a planet, they fucking don't forget. That's where that's where this is more political drama. You get
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Like it hits Garibaldi when he realizes that the girl he was banging, the grunt that he was banging, dies in that battle. Like that hit him.
Yeah.
Actually affected him.
And they bring her back for the Day of the Dead episode too. Like they bring it back, and like the trauma is still there, and the love is still there. And it's just kind of interesting.
It is, right? It really is an interesting aspect. So I'm not denying when I say that the Babylon 5 does that where Deep Space Nine didn't. So I understand why people love Babylon 5. Like I'm still not going to be a fan of Stargate. I never did like the Stargate, especially no Atlantis is what set me off. I hated Atlantis with a passion. Other Stargate liked Atlantis. Absolutely fucking hated. I hate the spin-off shows. The SG-1 was okay. Atlantis, fuck Atlantis. I don't know
What's
if you
wrong with
feel.
Atlantis? The only problem with Atlantis was the fucking second to last episode when they fucking do this Vegas holodeck episode where fucking Shepard is a damned like detective, and I'm just sitting there going, "This is the second to last episode. Why are we doing a holodeck episode right here, right now?" Like, and then they have to
I know,
fucking
I know,
wrap
I
it up.
know. And the series ends with Atlantis landing in Seattle. I'm like, Jesus.
San Francisco. It was San
I,
Francisco Bay because they had the Golden Gate Bridge there.
yeah. So I'm not against that, and that's an interesting way of looking at it. So no, I think it's kind of wild that they did that. So speaking about wild, Conan the Barbarian, Conan, man without fear, is every man in a man. Bob, go ahead. We are talking about the Black Colossus, which only shows up for 5 seconds of this book.
Yeah, yeah. I actually was looking at the timestamp. I'm like, don't tell me this is going to be a cliffhanger.
It's not a cliffhanger.
It wasn't.
No, but
yeah, no shit. Let me talk, damn it. Fuck's sake.
All right, go
I'm about
ahead.
to get to that. Shit.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
come
ruin
down.
everything. But no, like I was saying about the timestamp, I was looking at it. It's like I'm over an hour in, and nothing super major has happened. Don't tell me this is like a part 1, part 2 book. Don't give me a cliffhanger.
Oh.
But no, it does the one thing that I don't like when it comes to endings in books.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like he had to wrap it up like fucking immediately.
Yeah,
and everything was going fine, but it was just like, really, that's the well, damn. Did you really have to wrap it up that fast? Shit, could have had a little more.
Yep. Well, like I said, it's weird science and the weird fictions and weird science books. He was actually only given so many pages he could do stuff with.
Okay,
so
that explains it.
Yeah, and him trying to explain the combat itself was its own.
The combat worked. There was strategy and all that stuff, and it's like forego what you think is going on. This is what's actually going on. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. I like that they used actual Greek fire in one part there. I kind of thought that was neat that they.
I actually missed that. I didn't catch the Greek fire part.
Okay, basically, the knights aren't listening to Conan. The knights are like, "Go fuck yourself," or "We're gonna go fight down here. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna go do that." And so the guys are spinning around the battlefield, acting like they're being disoriented. They're doing it on purpose. And so the knights are like, "Well, we're gonna go fight," and Conan's like, "Don't fight. Don't go. Just stay there. Don't go. Wait for them to come. We're going to go fight." So they charge. And just as they charge, one of the the evil wizard guy, spins around using Notok, I believe is his name, spins around using a thing of powder, some sort of substance, runs it across the line of the desert, and then fucking ignites it as the knights are charging. And they basically, as the knights basically run across the field, it starts a fire effect, and all the knights are basically burned alive. Everyone dies. So basically, the nobility of the kingdom is wiped out, and all that is left is his bowmen, his mercenaries, his bowmen, and the peasantry that joined to just kind of help.
And then after, there was also another cavalry unit that was like free blades, but it's like
it was a mercenary unit.
No, there was another one. Their shields weren't marked. They did have pikes instead of the lances that the knights had.
Yeah.
It was like they were equipped as if they were knights, but they were not knights, but they were of the kingdom, and they were not a mercenary troop.
Well, there were the wild men that were a part of his group, and then there were the mercenary troop that he had. That was the pikemen. They were the thing about the mercenary troop. Who says the mercenary troop doesn't have to be a mercenaries of that country? It's the one.
You're getting what I'm saying, but okay.
I got what you said. I got exactly what you were saying, but they're the mercenary troop. It's a guy with the beard. He has the long beard, but it's all gold. He's not from the land. He's actually somebody else. He's laughing at Conan. He has an evil grin on his face for everything he's doing. That's the leader. That's who you're talking.
But I remember there were the freemen. That was kind of the point Conan was making when he said, "Is like, do you want to?" What is it? He's rallied people, and it's like, you win this day, you'll become knights. I will see you
That was the
become
peasantry.
knights.
That was the peasantry.
That was the freemen, yeah.
Yeah, that was the freemen, the peasantry, and the peasantry hopped on the horses and rode down into oblivion. And it was an interesting way to go, and it was a fun moment, especially because when they finally lost, like that was like to me when I pictured him doing this in my head as I was listening to the audiobook. I'm picturing, because like the whole idea, because I was working out while I do this most of the time. Most of the time when I listen to Conan, I'm either doing dishes, cleaning the floor, or working out. Same thing with Babylon 5.
And I will admit, this was like one of those rare times where I'm actually not listening to the story as, detailed as I normally do, because I'm playing something in the background. But the game I decided to play while listening to it was a little more... I had to use more brain power, so I couldn't split my focus as easily as I normally do.
Oh no, I go into a Zen trait. Like I was working when I did my when I was watching the episode 19. Like on my sorry, I was watching episode no, I was watching episode 17. I was watching episode 17 of Babylon 5 today. I was on my elliptical and I'm working out and I look down. Oh, it's 10 minutes. Okay, time to get off the elliptical. And I started doing my weights.
Yeah, when I had a quick moment in the game, I actually like tapped my phone to see. It's like, okay, so how far are we in? We're an hour and 20 in, and the book doesn't sound like it's reached its zenith yet. I am scared. That's why I was like, please don't be a 2-part series. And then the man ties the bow like right at the end, and I was like, okay, that. I mean, you could have done it a little differently, like.
So the Black Colossus that he mentions is, and you probably didn't notice, the prince was the Black Colossus. He was the guy that was bigger. He was bigger than Conan.
Yeah.
And they fight in this big battle at the end. And
if I'm not mistaken, he's like missing every piece of clothing but a tattered loincloth whenever they do fight.
Yeah. He was I don't know what he wasn't. He was one of the
I think it was a Kushite.
Kushite. Yeah, he was a Kushite, which I think is the African, isn't it?
That's a Defarian. A Kushite is like Middle Eastern.
Okay. But he's a big middle. It was basically like Great Khali was picking a fight with him. Hey, Great Khali, he kicked the crap, like he eventually killed him. And then he rode after him. He rode after Nantok, this other guy, and he actually catches up to him. That was an interesting thing because Nantok was too busy bragging. Conan's just like, he's tired, he's injured, he's fucked up. He just basically looks at, okay, enough's enough, just fucking throws his fucking sword into him.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I heard him throw the sword, I was like, wait, Captain Bob did that.
Yep.
That caught my attention. I was like, I did like the pog face, just like, he threw his sword. Bob threw his sword, and it hurt. Yes.
Yep. It worked, and he won. And that was what made it cool. Like Conan, like you said,
I know we kind of jumped to the end of it, but I wanted to mention this is probably the first time I've heard Conan actually willing to wear armor to this degree. Like, I'm used to him wearing like the bracers, the boots, and the helmet, but never like a full hauberk with like coif and a bassinet. I'm like, my goodness, the man's plated to the gills.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It was good.
I couldn't even picture it. Like, what would Conan look like plated to the... God, he'd look like the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's a big guy. And the funny thing is, like I said, the other guy was bigger than him, which is kind of, think about that. That guy was bigger than Conan. How fucking big was that guy?
At that point, that's not a human. That's a giant. That's like a half giant.
That is a half giant. Well, he does fight giants in, I can't remember what the battle was, but yeah, he does actually pick a fight with a couple giants. And not one of the episodes we'll be looking at soon, but we will be looking at later.
There is actually a few characters that is taller than Conan. Like, you have the Strangler. That guy's technically larger than Conan, but doesn't have the will that Conan does.
Oh no, he wasn't. He was only like a couple inches taller than Conan, but he was not stronger than Conan.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying is like Conan's tall, And then you think about the guys that are taller than him, and usually when you have height, you also have width.
Yeah. So Conan is Conan's been very few times I've seen Conan give pause, and that's one of the few times where you see here Conan go, yeah, I really, really don't want to take a swing right now. So
You know one part that could actually be cut out of this story?
Yeah. So the question I have to ask DJ, I've been wanting to ask DJ for a while. We've been talking about Conan for a while. What's your thoughts on it? Do you actually feel like this would be something you would be interested in, or are you just kind of to the Conan lore?
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly my thing. It's just like, I enjoyed the movie. I thought James Earl Jones was Jewish in the movie. I didn't realize he was James Earl Jones, but I thought he was a Sephardic guy. But that's got nothing to do with anything. It was interesting, and I liked the part where he did the thing where they went to the pyramid, and then they had that cool swimming pool, and then Conan tossed the guy off the thing after. Well, he didn't toss him off; he tossed his head off. But I don't know. It's like, and I hear it's not a bad movie, but it's like I didn't even get into the movie. It's like I don't even know why. It's hard for me to even imagine myself getting into the rest of it. Maybe, I mean, if I sat for the movie once and liked it, sometimes I'll prejudge something, sit down for it and like it. Sometimes I'll actually like, something. I'll be like, oh wow, it's actually really good, But I don't know when it's set. Is it medieval times, barbaric times? Is this prehistoric times?
The Hyborian Age is a little bit of everything. It's right before the recorded history. It's before Jesus Christ by like 1,000 years, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and that's why Mitra is represented with an ankh rather than a cross.
Yeah. Because Mitra technically is Christianity slowly getting form.
Yeah, it's the closest thing he was able to do without stepping on anyone's toes.
Yeah, he wasn't doing what what's his face did. So we're going to be looking at Super Alloy Crust because they finally have Act 3. So we're gonna play that when we talk about Christopher Nolan, and we'll be talking about.
I wanted to say before DJ was able to get his piece in, the one part that you could actually cut out of the story and it wouldn't hurt it too much is that dream sequence. Like, you could shorten up the dream sequence. Because I felt like that went on for a bit long. It's like, okay, we get it. Can we move on to the next scene?
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can get the Super Alloy Crush running. I'm always never know if stuff likes to play nasty with me. Yeah, there we go.
Also, Robert E. Howard loves using the word supple.
He does.
That man enjoys using that word supple because it's always used to describe a woman. Her supple body, her supple back, her supple this, her supple that, her supple cup. A fucking goblet was given that description. It's a goblet.
Yep. So we're gonna be playing you know what? Who should I play? Should I keep playing? No, you know what? I am going to keep playing Kelly. You know what? Let's play Mew. Let's restart the series and play with Mew for a bit. Let's have some fun. Because Mew needs a lot of work. Okay, so this game has been an interesting one in my enjoyment level because I think this game's kind of unique. So we now have story 3, the Act 3, but I'm not going to go to the Act 3 right now. We're just gonna restart the story altogether, build up this character, and get this character up there so we can continue the game. So, other than that, Christopher Nolan, as Mr. Metatron has been saying. What are your thoughts?
Background on this guy, because I don't know who Christopher Nolan is.
He's known for doing a lot. Like, he's created a lot of movies. He's a big director.
Okay.
I think DJ, what do you know about Nolan? Was he the one that did the best? I think he did like one of the more well-known Batman. He has a rep for doing good stuff. Like,
he did do Dark Knight, and he did do Interstellar. And even though there are issues with Interstellar, if you don't take the movie too seriously and you like the robots, they are the best part of the movie, by the way. It was an alright movie. Not really that it's a little overrated. Like there's things wrong with it if you actually look into it, how things actually work. But I mean it's a movie, so I'm not gonna freak out about the physics and the inconsistencies. But yeah, she's known for Dark Knight, and that was a great movie.
That was a great movie. And Nolan's had a pretty storied career, actually.
He did a Memento. I heard that was good, and there was that other movie I forgot the name of.
Tenet. Yeah. Yeah, he's been pretty good, but today he decided he wanted an Oscar. So he's working on the Odyssey. I don't know if you know Odyssey, Bob. You probably know Homer's Odyssey. I can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that current thing that's making the rounds.
Yeah. That is what's pissing a lot of people off because it's clear, like we're at a point now where a lot of us believe it's just Oscar bait. Like he is hitting all the P's and Q's that would do this. Like he's talking about,
he needs the brownie points, as they say.
Yeah, like he's legitimately using like a version of the Odyssey that a lot of people don't like because it's inaccurate. There's a lot going on. The most interesting thing is that he race swapped Helen of Troy. And
the whole reason all the nations are going to war.
Yeah. The woman that sailed 1,000 ships or something like that. That person is the one that. So they This is kind of pissed off a lot of fandoms. A lot of people are annoyed by the fact that okay, first of all, it shouldn't be this individual. It should be if you're gonna go for broke and try to make something real, like based off the actual thing. Why not make it a Greek cast? Like, there's a lot of people an argument that this should be this way or this should be that way, and it's not. And a lot of people are like, well, this doesn't make a lick of sense. What the hell? And so that's been the kind of argument of the biggest argument has been, that, what's going on here? Like, why do this? And then you have the actress go, well, it's racist. And I'm like, okay, how do you think it's racism if people are like generally saying, no, we actually just think this should have been, it's not that we think the person's unattractive, which I know a lot of people don't think she's attractive. It's very simply put that, this isn't a Greek, you talk about trying to bring something to it, and you're not really bringing a tale, you're just kind of like selling a lie. Like, it's clear, like I said, a lot of people say this is Nolan's Oscar swing. And that seems to be the general consensus. So my theory's been that Nolan did do this as an Oscar thing, and I don't know why. Like I said, the actress. Also, the funny thing about the actress is, I believe that Africa should be portrayed by Africans and all this other type of jazz, and then she goes and the whole because she was part of the Wakanda thing. There was that Wakanda movie. And I was like, yeah. So she's like, oh yeah, she believes in this, that. It's like when it's her culture. Like, this has also been the big anger that I've heard a lot of people say. So this has pissed off a lot of people. And now there's a big rumor going around that Nolan is going to cancel this movie. Which a part of me is like, okay, you know what? Yeah, no, I kind of agree with this mentality. If you're gonna go for broke, go for broke. If you're not gonna go for broke, and you're not gonna try to make it like you don't want, like people have said, what are people? We want something. If he had done this movie as a Greek movie, I think he would have this movie would have made gangbusters right now. There's nothing in the theaters anyone wants that's coming up. Like, most people are turning their nose up at the next Marvel movie.
Okay.
It's true. A lot of people are.
There's a lot of normies that like Marvel stuff. Damn.
A lot of people are turning their nose up on it. It is slowly becoming Like I said, you know what the biggest movie was this year? Was indie films and a biopic. Just fucking saying, when an indie film and a biopic is your winning heroic this year. Yeah, like I keep making the joke. I know no one wants to come out and say it, but I'm going to say it fucking again. Michael Jackson killed Star Wars. That's the fucking truth, boys. You don't like it? I don't care. You don't like it. You want to fucking talk about all these indie films that are wiping it out? No, talk about the one film that's still going strong. You know, the one film that goddamn fucking had an amphitheater, that Russia put an amphitheater out for it. You know, like it's not fucking these indie films that the amphitheater showed up, that they used the soccer stadium to show the movie. It was goddamn fucking Michael Jackson the biopic, for fuck's sake. And they're thinking of and people have been wanting a re-release of the, like, try to make it as a sing-along. And I'm like, you know, if they did that, let's be honest, that would sell like fucking hotcakes. If they did that, I would be like, I could put money on it that would sell like hotcakes. People would be losing their minds over that one. Like if they actually decided we're gonna make it a sing along so people can sing the Michael Jackson and shit, and re-release it as a sing along, bam! Like instant fucking money, instant print, man. Like they're already printing money with Michael Jackson's movie. It's like, so like I've said it time and time again. It wasn't some indie film that beat, Star Wars. It was Michael Jackson. And people are like, oh, well, those movies didn't release the same type. Well, it's even more. Like, Grogu and what's it called should have dwarfed Michael Jackson's movie. So that tells me, oh, this was a deaf one. No, it's not looking good for Star Wars, and I think Star Wars might be done the way things are going. And like I said, there's a lot of people dissing the talking shit about the new James Bond stuff, because everyone's like, well, that's bullshit. And it's like, we are hitting an era, man. I didn't think we hit an era, but it looks like we're hitting an era. Like, wow, like, to think that this is actually being, we might be seeing the wipeout of one of the most largest franchises out there. And like I said, no, there doesn't seem to be any, like, there's people talking about the new X-Men TV show because they're the X-Men 97 or 98. And it's like, people are talking about that. I don't hear anyone talking about the new Marvel movies. And the Punisher TV show failed. Like, that fell apart pretty good too. So I don't know, boys. I think we're seeing some fucking serious ends here. What do you guys think? Bob?
Something's gonna have to change, and depending on the level of how drastic they are hit, will depend on how fast they change.
Yeah,
it's the same thing of whenever a kid does something wrong. How much wrong did they do? So are you gonna have to use the hand or the belt or the shanka? There's different tiers to punishment here.
Yeah, I agree, and I think
the only way to punish these guys is to make their wallet empty.
I think that's the best way to go about it. I think is to make the wallet empty, and I think the wallet needs to be empty. That's the thing. I think we're reaching that peak in our life.
We need to audit them, and we need to see their backers.
Yep.
That's another thing too. I'm tired of them always getting a free space. They go past go, and all of a sudden, instead of $200, it's $2 billion. Fucking what?
Yeah, exactly. I really do wonder about that. And that's kind of where I feel about it too. I think I feel the same way. And it's like, I don't know, like I said, if I was like I said, they were, if they would have followed if they had released Stargate. Seriously, like let's be honest. If they had released Stargate for the fans, I honestly think you would have had the greatest. This would be the best sci-fi series out there. I would have sat down and watched it, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Stargate. Yeah.
I mean, by and far, like I think it was actual care to like open it up to new fans. Like that was never a thing they weren't gonna do.
Yeah.
I think the showrunners understood that, but apparently they may have brought someone in from, Netflix or someone, and they wanted to do what they did to the boys, and they were just like, sticking to their guns, luckily, and they probably realized the money's not worth it.
Yep. Well, that's the same thing with, like I said, that's the same thing with, like I was talking to a friend of mine about that recently, like The Boys. The Boys pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah. Because it soon devolved into somebody's vision of the world rather than telling a story.
Well, it was someone's vision of the world, legitimately. Like, and apparently, there's even an AI. I was gonna put it on the channel tonight, but I figured, you know what? Everyone's seen it by this point. I don't think there was. Someone made an AI. Like, we fixed it. We fixed how this should have ended.
Yeah. I was going to make a point about the previous thing that I made. Oh, goodness. This is not a good time for me to forget.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember how we were saying it's like, they don't want to do it because the fans, X, Y, and Z, we don't want the fans. Well, there's another argument that comes to mind of why they don't want fans. Because fans will keep it real. A shill will spread anything you please. Just pay the shill.
Yep.
I mean, hell, look what happened to my beloved thing. My one thing I grew up with that was different from everyone else, that I was harangued and harassed in school about, fucking 40K. Alright? It was the thing I grew up with. And what spread to the normies? It was the shills. People with paid backing that got the normies involved. That... I had that, connection, wait a second. Why have genuine fans that will say this is good, this is bad, when you could pay a guy that can be your yes man?
Well,
and you could boost his voice.
Yeah.
You can do your own systems and boost his voice, thus selling more product.
Yeah, like I've said it once and I'll say it again, Stargate, the Stargate fans and the Babylon 5 fans are fucking dogmatic, man. They love their fucking stuff. Most people, I don't know that many series. If you could say to somebody who watches Star Trek and is a super Star Trek fan, hey, there was a Star Trek comic, did you know about it? And there are guys out there that love the show and read the book. There's a comic.
My favorite scene in the OG show of Stargate was when they were doing the weapons testing, and it was like the Jafar warriors didn't expect much from Earth firearms. Yeah. But after the weapon testing, they found a respect for it, because when you hear the basic concept is oh, it's primitive. You're just throwing mass at another mass. But when you see projectile speed, damage on target, and all that, it's okay. And it wasn't their jaws on the floor oh my god! No, it's I have respect for you now. Yeah. It was that mutual respect of okay, your weapons aren't useless. They're actually quite useful. We could be potential allies now. I was okay, hell yeah. That's how you do story right.
Yeah, exactly right. And for me as a person and a fan of the franchises, I don't deny like I said, I'm not a big SG-1 fan. Atlantis was the last series I kind of watched. I didn't watch the series after Atlantis. I didn't like that whole spaceship idea. But, we had ourselves a moment here in a franchise I have never seen before, where you had an awesome series that could have just blown up, and just no. So Nolan's idea of, hey, let's make the Odyssey, but let's make it a, you know, alter version of it with you know, all this stuff. Oh, you mean the stuff no one's going to care about, and anyone who's actually a fan of Homer's Odyssey, which, guess what, is 90% of the people who like A Hero's Journey.
And also enjoy history, mind you.
Yeah. Well, there's a decent amount of history, but not a lot. It's mostly just people.
But still, it's like, hey, he ran into this person from history, or there's word about this person from history in the Odyssey.
Yeah, like, and to do this, it's like,
I want to see how they fuck up the bronze golem scene.
How are they gonna fuck up anything?
That was one of my favorite moments, along with the Cyclops in Homer's Odyssey, was the Colossus.
Yeah, the thing that pissed
that
off.
thing was so cool.
Yeah, the thing that pissed off Poseidon was, you know, the assault of his son or something like that. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
No, I did read
Cyclops.
Yeah, I did read Homer's Odyssey to do this. It's the only reason we didn't talk about it a lot more earlier, because I was like, okay, I actually have to read the Odyssey again. I need to verify exactly what I'm about to say to people. So I don't want to be an asshole and be like, well, I haven't read it in 20 years, but, you know, I'm going to tell you about it anyway.
Oh, yeah, I could tell you about the Cyclops. I didn't even have to reread it. Yes, the Cyclops was it was a look down upon son of Poseidon, so Poseidon had to hide him in a cave, and the Cyclops kind of made life for himself, but he also enjoyed eating man flesh along with sheep.
Yeah.
So in order to save yourself and your men, what do? You take his eye out with a poker. Yeah. Unfortunately, he had ties to a god that your main form of travel is the god's spear.
Yeah, exactly. It got to the point that, you know, the other gods were trying to, like, figure out how to deal with this because he's, like, being completely a douchebag.
And I think the reason the Bronze Colossus gets my attention, not only from, like, the old school claymation CGI art from the really old live action movie, but also, think about this, Chief. You have this giant fucking thing hurling boulders at your thing that, by comparison, is made out of fucking toothpicks and dreams. Can you imagine trying to navigate to evade a boulder throw?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's like that level of scale. That's what gets me. But carry on.
You know, not gonna lie, boys, this is some really cute pixel art. Bob, I don't know if you see this.
Yeah, let me take a look at it. It is.
Oh, yeah, it's cute. That's really cute pixel art. But yeah, no, I was, like, to me,
I have a conspiracy.
Yo, go ahead.
The Wakandan weapons were based off of the Jafari warriors.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I'm willing to believe it, that they just ripped off the Jafar warriors. And it's like, no, honey, we don't need Stargate. We have Stargate at home. Stargate at home.
Yeah, basically. I don't know what the game plan with a lot of this was, personally. I'm actually generally, I don't know. Like I said, my mind when it comes to this bullshit, especially the way they have treated, this was a stupid idea. Like, you had an opportunity to make something that everyone would love. Like, oh, so you don't want to do what everyone would love. Oh, okay, you just want to piss people off. To the point that now he's like, well, I might cancel it now. I'm like, dude, it's too late. No.
Strong, independent Hollywood doesn't need no help from nobody. Just slaps the hands away, because strong, independent Hollywood also doesn't realize that it's not really independent when you have backers.
Yep.
So it's like, you're not really hanging off a cliff and slapping the hand away, even though that hand is like, hey, you want to get off that cliff?
Yeah,
it's like, no, I don't. Without even looking below you, you already have your pillars of, hey, there's your 200 billion right there, just in case things fall through. As the cliff is currently crumbling.
Yeah, exactly. And funny thing is, this isn't new for Hollywood. Like I was even talking to a friend of mine about that. It's like, what part of this really shines as new for Hollywood? Like Hollywood making a decision to do this just seems like, well, it's Hollywood.
No, I can't say that on screen. That's a little too different.
Yeah, like Christopher Nolan. It just kind of makes me chuckle because this could have been a winner. And I'm like,
could have been a chicken dinner.
It could have been. Like, I mean, if he had just used Greek, okay, I'm gonna make the Odyssey. Complete Greek cast with some inliners.
Or people that look Italian. Like, what was the guy in Troy who played Achilles? I know he's older now, but get a guy that looks like him.
Yeah, well, you mean Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt, yeah. Get a guy that looks like young Brad Pitt. Because the blonde hair and, like, technically Achilles, you don't really know his face, but he is described as being fair-skinned and well-built.
Can I be honest? The way I would go about it, I'm being painfully honest with this shit. I would use a completely Greek cast. I would find people in Greece. I'd be like, "Hi, someone from Greece. Do you want to make? Do you want to be the most famous person that puts?" And I would sell it as a Greek, like an actual. All the cast is Greek, and we're gonna be true to the Homer's Odyssey. No fucking questions asked. No bullshit, no lying.
And the best part is, nobody can get in a tizzy.
Yeah.
Because then they just end up becoming hypocrites.
Yeah, exactly. Like this would be. Oh, people would still whine and complain. Oh, well, you need to.
That is the existence of most people, is to whine and complain because they have nothing else to fulfill their lives. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's what I would do. This is legitimately what I would do. And I would have it be a completely Italian and a completely Greek and Italian cast.
Yeah.
I think that would make fucking gangbusters, personally.
And give the sirens titties.
Yeah, I think that would make it that would be gangbusters, boys.
I guarantee you, if you make the siren scene good enough, people are going to rewatch it just for the siren scene. Let's be real. All right, you got to do it right.
Yep, I agree. And like I said,
if Gameoverse is anything to go off of, the most replayed section is Kit changing her outfit because of that bounce.
Yep. Oh, dude, people want to play the skip game because of the bounce, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, hey, you make that siren scene good, oh, you're going to get some replay value. Oh, yes. And if you're lucky, you may get some artwork.
The way I would do, I would probably not have them be completely naked, but yeah, no, I would go all in.
Oh, no. Go do the, what do they call it? Not artistic nudity. What's the, it's something censoring. It's like, not mosaic. It's where you have, it's like you almost get a peek, but it's not quite there because usually like a sash or like one thing's in the way.
Side boob.
Chief, there's a proper term for it. I need the proper term.
DJ, do you know
mosaic. Yeah, it's not mosaic censoring, because mosaic censoring is pixels.
Oh, yeah. It's similar to my macro blocking or something.
Yeah, not bad. It's where you use like an object that's forward in the camera shot to hide the stuff you're not supposed to see, but it alludes to it, you know? I forget the proper term for it.
Yeah, I can't remember the term myself. Sorry, guys. But yeah,
But you do it like that, where you think you see it, but it's not quite there. Oh, people are going to be looking at that.
Yeah, well, side boob, man. A couple side boobs, there you go.
Yeah, I was about to say that's one aspect of it. But come on, man. Just as something good looking has a top, you got to have a good bottom too.
Well, the bottom is a fish because that's how the sirens were. Well, they're more
I'm about to say that's not going to stop the Vaporeon fans or the Monster Musume fans.
No, I guess you're right. Yeah.
They're freaks out here, all right?
I know they're freaks.
Remember the saying, porn is never ruined. It just changes demographics.
Yep. But no, I think it would be kind of a crazy, like I said, I think it's a great, like, God, he could have made so much money. It's like, this could have been like, because a lot of people have been wanting Christopher Nolan to make something in a while. Like, people have been saying, we want a new Christopher Nolan movie. We want to do this. It's like, and he fucking just...
Can we get a new John Carpenter movie?
No, he's too old and he doesn't care.
Oh, damn. Fair.
He's actually outright sort of admitted he doesn't give a fuck anymore.
I mean, when you made it that much money, yeah, you get to the point where it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's an old man. All he wants to do is, work out, go for his long walks, like fucking play
with the grandkids.
Yeah. Play with a sympathizer and like fucking legitimately just play video games all day. That's what he does. He legitimately plays video games.
That's the dream. That's the dream right there. Retirement is game time.
Yep.
One thing my father's generation will never understand. Even in retirement, video games will exist.
Oh yeah, dude. When they finally commit me to that home, man, I'm fucking taking fucking a scooter with. I'm having
my buddy still tells me stories of how his grandma is absolutely cracked at Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And what, because I think this is cute, I think this is really wholesome, to figure out what they're gonna have, if it's gonna be like afternoon tea or ice cream or something,
yeah.
Her and her husband will do a Mario Kart game for it. And it's like, if she wins, he makes tea. And it's like, okay, that's sweet. That's real sweet. I like that.
So my game plan with this, so we're at the point now where we're just bitching about Nolan being an idiot, and like you could have been the chosen one for having that moment.
I loved you.
Yeah. I loved you. You could have saved it. Like
not banish it into darkness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Star Wars reference in the modern era. Who'd have thunk?
Okay, so here's how I would do the Odyssey, the way he wants to do the Odyssey. Okay, I got no problem with this. Put it in the 80s, because everyone loves the 80s right now. Everyone has that 80s, 90s vibe. Put it in the, make the Odyssey's a 90s thing, but then make the Odyssey a reference to, like, put it set in, like, New York in the 80s.
New York set in the 80s?
Yeah, New York City, 80s, the Odyssey is all about that, and you name each god is technically some fucking mobster or drug dealer, or I would even go one step further. Yeah, let's put it in the gangster area and make all the gods goddamn fucking mobsters, like the heads of mobsters.
I was thinking something else, honestly. This one probably is a bit too. You remember the Disney animated Treasure Planet? Instead of it being in the Age of Sail, it's like this pseudo-future. I'd say make an Odyssey where it's like pseudo-future.
Okay, I can see it.
And the gods are still gods, they're like star beings. To where like Neptune is the one that actually affects the way the ships travel through the void of space. So, you know the concept of like solar sailor ships?
Yeah.
And sometimes there's, what is it, like little bits of a star that go off as the stars go and, doing its thing. It creates like a wind wave. And solar sail ships can use that to ride. So I'm thinking it's like, yeah, have Neptune or Poseidon, in this case, be like a void being that affects how stars allow ships to travel through space.
Okay. Well, what's your
the one over him to make sure he doesn't do anything out of line.
Well, that's how. Well,
you can make him kind of like the Q, these star beings.
Well, keep in mind that gods in the Olympian verse, at least to my knowledge, they have their own. Like, even though Zeus is the head of the house, it's not like he has a serious authority. He's kind of like, eh.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but you see the vision I'm going for. It's like both of what we're saying would fit with what they're trying to do.
Well, I would do it in that. I would do it in the area of the mobster era, just because if you take it out of an actual historical aspect, there you go. Like, you fix the problem. The one thing that pisses people off is the fact that this is a guy who wanted to make a historical thing, and then he goddamn fucking wanted, basically moved around stuff. And again, the whole bullshit of the Black Athena thing made me laugh. That was, oh boy, was that funny.
They did that? What?
Okay, so...
I'm playing a lot of catch-up on this, because I kind of evaded the news on this. I only saw, like, some screenshots.
Apparently the source he's using is very dubious from what I've been hearing. But what really makes it kind of interesting is people have been saying, like, someone made a reference to the View basically made the reference to the Black Athena, which let's be honest, the Black Athena is not as portrayed in the way it's portrayed. It really is this, how to put it bluntly, like, from what I've read, and again, thank you. I read the Black Athena, but from what, like, it's been a long time. But from what the Metatron did, he actually read the book, and you actually can see his writing of that book.
I've reached another thing that I cannot say. God damn it. God damn it. Speaking censored.
Well, it kind of makes, we're censored to a point. But yeah, no, what makes me laugh is, like I said, there are people out there, the things they say, I'm like, really? You want to actually go down that road? What do you believe is going to be won by it from that?
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you the half piece that is safe. Yeah. If you want a Black Athena, doesn't Africa have a god of war that would fit that mold as well?
Well, they don't.
What? What are you doing with all the other deities? Why are you doing that? That's the safest way I can put it.
Oh, no, Nolan took out the gods, from what I've been hearing. Nolan decided the gods don't deserve to exist.
What is going on? It's like, alright, we're gonna make something based off of the bones of another. Alright, we're gonna completely remove the bones that made this story hold water.
Yep. Basically.
It's like part of the Odyssey is the capriciousness and how this guy messes with the gods, both intentional and unintentional. Sometimes for the sake of his own gain, other for survival, in the case of the Cyclops.
Yeah. Like I said, he ends up getting stuck with Callisto for quite some time. I don't know how long it was, but it was a while if I remember correctly.
That's kind of the enjoyment you get out of the story, is man is faced with something even beyond nature. It is something that, in their world, has created that form of nature.
Yeah, and he's trying to fight it. He's trying to win, and it's a big fight for him. It's something that he has to deal with. And he's not exactly a fan of, like, it doesn't exactly go well for him, in a lot of ways. Gods fuck with him in a big way.
Yeah, so if you're gonna remove the gods from the story of the Odyssey, that's like, well, I would say it's like what Wizards of the Coast did, because they're trying to remove the gods as well.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, Chief, you want to tell us what happens to atheist characters in the D&D setting?
Oh, they don't actually exist. They end up dying. Well, if they're lucky, they end up in a place like they end up in somewhere like the what's the name of it now? Sigil. They get lucky, they end up in Sigil. But a lot of times they just don't exist because you didn't have an afterlife.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, from what I understand, and this is also written in 5e, believe it or not. If you do not have a deity that you pay patronage to at all, like, I'm not saying you have to be a priest, even a fighter who falls under, like, Odin, which is understandable, you have to have your church. If you don't have a deity's afterlife to go to, whether it's the hells or the heavens, you get emulsified into the Wailing Flesh Wall.
Yep. Yeah, you don't exactly have a good. You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
But right.
So what happened to my character? Oh, that character, and it's gone. You're gonna have a bad time. Remember, pizza, French fries.
Pizza, French fries. Pizza, French fries. Yeah, exactly. It's funny because of the level of just like really this is where you want to go with this. Okay, so we just did that. So we're gonna do Luxury Star, and then we're going to probably do some Battle Frenzy and get this character up a little bit, and then we're gonna do the Star Corridor, which is the brand new story for the series. I've been waiting for the story to get done for this franchise a bit. This game, it is early access, but I was gonna put money towards early access because this game was that good. This game is surprisingly fun. So yeah, no, so like we have a couple. We kind of just fixed the movie, Nolan. Like if you like, the thing is, Nolan's not exact. Like I said, a lot of these guys won an Oscar.
I'm about to say, hey Chief, you think in another life, if we had more connections and were born in the right family, we'd be writing far better stories than these guys? Because let's be honest, at this point, it's just nepotism that keeps them in power.
It really is.
We already have more ideas than half of these fucking jokers do.
I know, we sat here on live stream, me and Bob, and just shelled out stories. And they've all, like, my friend was listening, he's like, you know, you guys should shut up. Like, if one of you actually sat down and worked on a story, like, did the writing for it, got the script going, and the other one, like, you guys just came up with the idea, you guys probably could sell these for money. It's like, I know.
Hey, man. It's the difference between the creative and the profiteer.
Yep.
Is that the creative is willing to throw everything out there because that is just the person they are. The profiteer will try and take it and hold on to it dearly.
Yeah, but I don't understand what the purpose of this. Like now the rumor is he's canceled it. Like, it's been canceled. I'm like, okay, great, you canceled it. What did this, you know, and all intents and purposes, all you did was fucking, you know, put a fucking big old bullseye on your fucking career. What was the point of that? Like that, now no one's gonna hire his ass because his ass ain't worth anything anymore. They just fucking, he just ended his career miserably. And I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, he did that to himself. In all intents and purposes, he pushed his career down the fucking window. I don't understand the logic of this level of bullshit. Nolan, Christopher Nolan. I think, well, okay, this guy makes a movie, says he's gonna make this movie, he's bringing in let's not even get started with Elliot Page, you know, former, Emily Page, being Achilles. You know, Achilles, the guy built like a shit brick house.
The man who is the physical embodiment of a Greek statue.
Yeah, the man of perfection. The way he was described. Yeah, exactly. It's just like
he was the Giga Chad of their time.
He was, yeah. And it's just like, really? You want to do this to? Okay.
Insert South Park meme.
Yeah, exactly.
Put this in it, make it lame.
Yeah. That's about right. Like, I like the jokes they had with it, where they had Michael Bay. They were doing a bunch of Michael Bay references to it. It's like, like some of the stuff, like, this is Sparta, and he goes to kick, Elliot Page goes to kick a guy, and he can't fucking, the kick doesn't work, and the guy laughs and stabs him. And it's like, then it plays the, my times. It does the Limp Bizkit song, and like, Oh yeah, and he did one where he pretends to be Rocky, and he hits Ivan Drago, and Ivan Drago just like laughs and knocks him out. Like, if you see what Elliot Page looks like, you're not. I don't know how you build a body that perfects build a physically muscular body. Like Matt Damon being somebody, okay, Matt Damon was decent. But, I don't know. Like I said, we're at a point now where this DI shit and the woke shit, we're at fatigue. We are fatigued on every fucking level. People are so sick of this shit, it's not even funny. And you don't want that for like people, man. Like, people are that tired of this bullshit. And it's just wild, the mentality of a lot of people with this, because it's maybe don't piss off the fan, piss off all the people that are actually into your content. I'm still shocked he actually burned that bridge, man. I'm like, I don't know why you would do that personally. It's like, I think about that, I'm like, wow, one way or another, you're going to now no one's going to want to watch your movie. The next movie, whatever movie he comes out with next, it's going to be like there's going to be no one. There's going to be crickets. And that's the sad thing, right? So okay, so we're gonna give it over to DJ. I'm gonna go use the washroom quickly, and we're gonna give it over to DJ. What do you want to talk about, DJ? It's your DJ has the floor. I think we've had enough fun with that, and I'm gonna go quickly take a peek. I'll be right back.
Well, I initially didn't have much. Right now I'm just taking the new blend footage. I'm interpolating the frames so I can play it in slow motion. If you insert extra frames, or use similar to AI models, but it's a frame interpolation model. You can add frames, so you can take 30 frames a second, make it play at 60 frames a second. And then, so what I'm doing is I bumped up to 120 frames a second, and then I'm changing the speed to either 30 or 60 frames a second, so I get a real clean slow motion. Because I started by importing it to my editing software, using the built-in slow motion feature, and it's pretty good, but it has nuances and pros and cons to different ways of doing it. Then I remembered, oh wait a second, I use a dedicated program to do this usually. So that's what I did. I used a dedicated app, and my GPU got so hot that the fans that I hot glued to the top of the plate on top of the GPU fell down just now. I heard the fans making that noise when they go up on the wide, to make that buzzing sound. So while you guys were talking, I had to open up my computer, discovered that the fans were no longer glued to the GPU. I'm like, well, yeah, of course, it's hot glue. I guess the temperature finally got to the temperature of melting hot glue. So that's
well done.
Yeah, well done, but the water cooling part's working great. That part's working. I did see one foreign object in the water block which bothered me, but it doesn't look like growth. It looks more like a piece of something that didn't get cleaned off from the pipes when I initially, rinsed the copper. So as long as I don't see growth, I'm good. I have a biocide in there, so the biocide is supposed to coat everything and prevent any galvanic corrosion. So hopefully that'll prevent anything weird, but it's something to keep an eye on. Worst case scenario, I got to do an annual water change, which is sort of like the reason why I avoided water cooling. But it proved necessary for its setup, so it's like, okay, fine, I'm doing it. But I'll analyze the rocket footage on my show tomorrow, and explore other topics like usual. I have this whole playlist right now, and I forgot what was in the playlist. Some stuff by the Legos, some of it is about like World War II. Oh yeah, I got a couple of North Korea videos in there. North Korea, that place is a joke. I mean, it's fascinating how and the Korean Peninsula on a whole, it has a weird relationship. The Lego thing reminds me a bit of South Korea, because you have these people, the families, the ruling elite, the stable, and they basically can always get their way with almost any matter. so they have a bit of an arrogance. Like this one time on an airplane in New York, one of the flight attendants for Air Korea or Korean Airlines gave a pack of peanuts to one of these people, and the person threw the peanuts at the flight attendant and berated them because they didn't put it on a plate beforehand. So I'm so special. You're supposed to put my food on a fucking plate. And then the person was lambasted, and then they told him to get off the plane, and then they left him in New York. I guess until they get picked up by another Air Korea flight. But it was like the person couldn't say fuck you to this person, even though that person was in the wrong, because they know that, you know, the disabled people wouldn't. So then what got funny was, the reason I'm mentioning them is because recently there was a news event in Korea where Starbucks is promoting this like thing where you get a deal on a coffee mug, but there was a bunch of numbers that at first looked like coincidence, but then the coincidences added up to be mathematically impossible. Basically there was a certain date in the 80s where there was like a bit of a protest because, you know, back then South Korea was still a bit of a authoritarian setup. And basically everything about this promotion at Starbucks, even the percentages on the sale coupon, all matched up with these various, like, you know, like these various events in their history. It's very, like, almost like making a joke about 9/11. That's what the equivalency is to what happened here. And part of it is that people who green lighted this promotion, some of them didn't even read the emails, they just kind of signed off on it. But a couple of people, one guy refused to let them read his emails. Now, could it be that he has some, you know, memes and he didn't want people to see his phone? Or it could be that there was like maybe one or two people in that corporate executive lineup who knew what they were doing and felt like, oh, we can get away with this. And now it looks like heads are going to roll, although the people truly responsible are probably going to not roll. We'll probably find some poor bastard in the middle management to take the blame. But yeah, it just reminds me of this Lego thing because, like, you know, it's like they thought they can get away with it, and it's like, oh no, this is blowing up. People are mad, and they're seeing it, and it's like for all the world to see, and especially in Korea, it's a big fucking deal to them.
Well, the Lego thing, yeah, that's what's been interesting about the Lego thing. That's actually what's been really amusing about the Lego thing is, you know, even the cops are involved in the shenanigans. Like everything about.
I mean, it's not only, but the cop thing is like another layer to that onion, right? It's like, holy shit. Like,
well, if I'm gonna be honest, there is some stuff going on, and this was brought up recently about the community and what the community has. Like, it has a Church of Mormon, and they're a very Mormon community. I don't 100% agree with that, but I from what I've seen out of the few times, like, as I've been a Mormon. I've done the Mormon stuff. I almost became one. You know, it's something I looked into, and trust me, when you step on that golden ticket, man, they do not. They really do protect their own in a major way. They will totally and utterly protect their own. So the question is, though, like, it's inevitable, like, what ends up happening when this becomes something that they start putting this up. Like, this is the one thing that the community does never ever want. They do not want this level of attention. This level of attention always causes problems for their community, and they don't want that. So I think a lot of people, I think the cops are pissed off, and the cops are, like, when they say the cops are protecting them, I think the cops aren't protecting them in the way that they think. I think the cops are protecting them because of certain things that are being said. Like, this guy, like apparently this guy's threatened to kill Aggressive Ben, or it's like.
Yeah, when he came to the police, he was like, basically the reason the cops came out was because, oh, I'm gonna have to shoot someone if they fucking, keep doing this. Like, okay, so because you're scared of paper cuts, you threaten someone else, like that's the issue. So I understand that you caught it.
Oh no, I think they realize that if these guys get served, it's bad. Like if these guys fight these guys in the court of law, you're going to have more problems at work. And it's like, this is like, the thing about this is it's kind of amusing because in all intents and purposes, what just happened with Patreon is signs of the times. Like it's doom time, boys.
Well,
I don't
honestly, that was an
think
easy call for them. They can afford the litigation if they get sued over it, but if they can't afford it, is the bad will. See, if this is a conservative thing, they could have easily, done the follow the takedown notice. But no, this one has a bunch of people from all walks.
Allegedly, but yeah, I got what you're saying, DJ. I actually agree with you. But allegedly,
they took a stand on the easy one, which I'm happy they did, but it was easy to this one was an easy one. I mean, frankly, should have been easy for the cops too. Should have been easy for the fucking brick Lego company too. Not Lego company, the company that uses Lego.
Well, here's the question now. Like, it's come right straight out that they are legit a part of Lego. Like, they're affiliated. They're not actually owned by Lego, but they're an affiliate of the Lego. Mm-hmm. So this could get real ugly if Lego decide if this goes the way I think it's going to go. Like, because Lego could, in all intents and purposes, say we do not condone this store, we do not condone using this store and all this jazz. If they do that, it's over. Lego's dead. Like, that just fucking killed Lego. So I sort of hope like that will kill this Mega Bridge company, because that's the one thing that this company is, that it has an affiliation. Like, you don't want that. You don't want that. Like I said, and this whole thing is because of a lot of what happened with Lego and the prices of Legos exploding was because of a certain event that happened. We won't get into that because I'm going to be very careful what we say. I personally think that whoever thought this was a good idea to let this slide like this and not just fucking give the guy his shit is a dumbass. Like I don't know what their thoughts are here right now. I don't know why they're fighting the way they're fighting. Like, this is, I know you don't ever back down, don't ever apologize, but you're getting to a point now where people are noticing in a big way. And when, like I said, if they all of a sudden lose their affiliation with Lego, who's gonna go to the services? Would you go to an outside service that has no affiliation with Lego in any way, shape, or form to do Lego, like to buy Lego products when you know all this illegal shit's happening? And this is the thing, Ben isn't the only person that's caught them doing stuff. Like, it seems to be the motto, steal with the Mega Bricks. Like, it's our motto is rip people off. Like, we steal from old people. I think the motto should be we rip people off, because apparently there was another guy who put $1,000 figure or hit $1,000 figure in there, and they were like, oh, what figure was that? What figure was that?
Yeah, he went to get his things appraised, and then he was like, hey, there's one figurine missing. And then they were like, oh yeah, fell out, here it is.
Yeah, fell out the $1,000 figure.
I think the guy said, oh, it's a fake. It's also a fake, I think he said too.
Yeah. Which, I don't know if it was fake or not, but
no,
like,
it wasn't fake, but like, I guess he was trying to make it sound like he had no motive.
Yeah, it's fake, yeah. No, that shit is some shady monkey shit. And like I said, that don't look good for a company that's catered to kids. No one wants to bring their 5-year-old to a crack den unless they're selling them. I gotta watch that stuff. But the things I've hanging out with cops, you hear shit. And sometimes, dude, sometimes it gives you PTSD. I got a lot of good friends that are retired, and it's like, when my retired friends are like, who are police officers, are like going, yeah, that's really shady. And usually those guys aren't, they'll back the blue every time. That whole saying, black the blue, is a real thing. And it's people like Asmongold went off. I don't know, like these pigs, as he referred to them as. And I'm like, he went off like a bomb. And that is, we haven't seen Asmongold go off like that in a lot. Like, I haven't seen him get that angry. And I get why he's getting mad. He's getting mad because, in all intents and purposes, this is, you know, we want police officers that do their job. We don't want police off, like, the whole opinion of body cam is to have that out so that if you get arrested by the cops, you have evidence, you have proof if they were shady. And like, the more shady the officers are, and the more shady certain people are, this is gonna, like, this could end up in Supreme Court. This could end up with a lot of other stuff going on. You don't want that. You don't want any of that jazz. So I'm very surprised that, like I said, so I understand why they released something. They said, oh yeah, we got to release this. Yeah, you really do, because you guys are in trouble, like big time trouble. I don't know, DJ. I'm honestly wondering, like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, but I've been wondering. I mean, if it didn't see the light of day, they would have just gone over. But it didn't see the light of day.
Well, I hear a lot of people say that Ben should have basically said lawyer, lawyer, lawyer.
Oh, he could have lawyered up from the get-go, but I can empathize. You know what? Like, it would have been costly anyway, because that was the game of the trick people. And what he did instead was they were already using legal loopholes to, like, you know, outmaneuver normal people, and the combination of this power imbalance and the loophole. So he played their game, and he did it better than them because we know about it.
Oh, he did to the point that they're pissed. Like a lot of these guys don't, like, the funny thing about Reckless Ben, like, they're going, oh, you used a fake ballot, you use a fake, like the fake raffle thing. It's like, no, he actually legally went through the process to get a proper, you could do that.
Yeah, his logic might have been a little bit wrong, but he did nothing illegal, and it doesn't.
Well, shady, but like I said, this is why the cops, like I said, the cops were.
Oh, it's already, everything's already shady. Like, at this point, like what do you call it? The bar has been set, so I don't even call it shady, because if the bad actors are already doing this, and this is how they're gonna play ball, like, you can't cry when the opposing party is suddenly, like, using your tactics.
Yeah, exactly. It's you've made the power. You've given them the reason to do what they're gonna do, and now they're just gonna unload on you. You don't want that. Like I've said time and time again, that's the one thing most people don't want. Most people don't want somebody who, you know, they like it when the system works for them. They're not a big fan of when the system decides to break down. And I don't know what these guys are thinking. Like something's going on. I don't know. Like, maybe the merch is still there. Maybe they're trying to. Like, I honestly believe they're trying to sell the merch out. I think the game plan is to stall enough that they can sell the merch and make money.
I wonder if they collateralized against it. I wonder if their evaluation is using that as collateral, or if they did some fun, you know, like banking and stuff kind of works vaguely. You know, like, could that be a factor there?
I think like I said, I think these individuals, like I said, there's a lot of people saying that it's like I said, the biggest thing is that I hear a lot of people saying in the background is, oh, it's just Mormons being Mormons, it's how they protect each other. And historically, from certain groups,
there was that one kid who showed up from the other ward, from the Utah ward or whatever, and he was actually like, oh, you know, he heard the recording, Salt Lake, and he heard the recording. He's like, well, he swore to God, so I want to talk to him, you know, and ask him how God would feel about lying about this. And the cops, like, questioning him, he's just being straight to the cops, saying, oh, these are the cops, these are the good guys, of course you can be honest with them. And the cops are like, I think I smell alcohol on your breath. And it's like, oh, you fucking kidding me? You're literally talking to a choir boy.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, like I said, this is like I said, this is some serious corruption. And, you know, you don't want...
I feel bad. It, like, probably broke his heart to realize how the world works.
Yeah, that would be an interesting conversation. Like I said, I think a lot of them are realizing that they're going to be in some trouble if this keeps up. I don't know how bad the game's going to go, but the game looks like it's about to swing out, man. I wouldn't want that swing, baby. I would not want that swing. And if, like I said, you do not want, like, because eventually this could have, like, the problem with the corrupt law enforcement is that eventually, if enough people start listening, paying attention, Looking stuff up. Oh, did I just get copyright? Give me a sec, I'm notifying somebody. Someone texted me. Oh, that's me again. Okay. No, like I said, if people don't, like I said, this becomes worse and worse and worse for these people, and I really hope this doesn't go the way I think it's gonna go. And like I said, because I don't know how it works in America, but like if the law enforcement gets corrupt enough, we have local cops, and then we have like the other cops, and the other cops are getting involved in our society when that happens.
I don't really see an issue with that if this is what it takes. I hope they can resolve it amicably internally, but hey, if they can't manage their own affairs, then yes, the FBI or whoever is available.
Yeah, at this point, this could become a state issue. You don't want that.
It already affects the state commerce. And you know what? What are they going to do? Have a civil war? What are they going to do? You can't really that much.
I guess I understand your logic there, but yeah, no, I get where you're going. I get where you're going with that, but no, I really do wonder like the logic of it, because inevitably this will burn people down, and you don't want, like, you don't want the police force, you don't want your police force having a massive corruption fucking case thrown against it, because then at that point, then you got internal affairs, and I think this is where this is going if this keeps up. And I've never, like, to think about it, like, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, it's over this, like, large level of bricks and shit, like, it's over Legos, like, people, like, really, Legos, this is what people are getting, upset about and angry about, and I'm like, you know, not only are Lego fans psychotic, which never goes well, like, Lego fans are pretty wild. So I don't know, like I said, I wouldn't want to piss off the Lego fan. I wouldn't want to piss off the Legoverse, man. Those guys are wild.
Well,
so,
they already are pissed.
They are pissed. Like, this has gotten a lot of people, like I said, this could have a lot of people going, well, I'm going to just cancel my Mega Bricks. Like they do birthday parties and shit. I just canceled my birthday party. Sorry. Why would I? Yeah, and the thing is, like,
people in one city already had their birthday parties canceled. When they showed up, they like had a sign on the door and they're like, you know, we have an appointment.
Yeah, but now think about people actually closing other stores.
And that's the subplot. It can affect like franchises that maybe aren't engaged in this kind of style play. It's sad, but hey, you know, I mean, well, not hey, I can't talking about it all. Unfortunately, yeah, like the good and the bad are going to get screwed. I mean, the bad, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of bad franchises.
What's the old thing? You know, the thing ruins the bunch or whatever it's called. Yeah. One rotten apple ruins or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really hoping that this matter is resolving itself a little more, but it looks like we're going to be dealing with some really silly shenanigans, that's for damn sure, and I'm like, And I hope this matter gets resolved. I hope the matter kind of slows itself out. I hope they do fix it, and I hope they do get their stuff back. Like at this point, it looks like the Patreon is the only way this is good. Like they're gonna start a Patreon and a GoFundMe. And I'm like,
at this point, the money that's raised, it's not just to pay back Marcel anymore. But in addition to helping Marcel out and helping out his fathers, they can build a hell of a legal war chest, you know. And it's not. At this point, they proved that the principle is worth it. Okay, normally the principle is not worth it. Normally it's like, okay, do I get my 200 grand back? Oh, it's gonna cost me $1 million to get my 200 grand back? Okay, I guess I'll eat the 200 grand. No, at this point, it's worth fucking more than $1 million to fucking like deal with this. Because this is actually an example where we have an opportunity to fix something here.
Yeah, this could honestly destroy the company. Like this could legit destroy the company.
not only
Like-
the company, but like that police force better fess up, or it could destroy them too.
Yeah. I've seen what happens to law enforcement when you see a major corruption. And historically, when that actually happens, where the entire police force gets nailed for something, it doesn't go well, actually. Yeah, and it's like it's ruined lives at that point, man. Even the guy, like, if I was a police officer and this shit was going on, I'd be not to be rude, but like if I was a cop and I was in that city and I had nothing to do with this shit, I'd be like, yeah, I think it's time to either one of two things: retire, or you know what? No, I can't hit her after. Boo! I can't hit her after. I would retire. I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I'm out. Bye. See you later. Get the fuck out of here. Because I'm not gonna deal with that drop. Like, dude, that is a freaking hellfire to deal with, and I don't want that. Would you want to deal with that? I would. I'd be like, fuck that noise. This ain't worth it. It's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna request a transfer. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.
I'm concerned how clannish it is over in Utah. If like fencing to another department, they're in cahoots too. They're like, oh, you're from this place. Why are you leaving? Oh, you're not sticking with your buddies.
Oh no. From what I've been told, it's not that clannish.
It's a bit what is the word? Separate, like, yeah, I got you. Like not like balkanized, but yeah, it's not like they're not unified. That's partially why the kids from the other town. Remember when the kids from the other town or city or ward was talking to the cops? Like, oh, you're from this ward. Why are you here? It's like, who gives a shit why? He's a Christian. What? There's only one, like, well, they're worshiping the same God and whatever version of God they made up, but like, you know, they're worshiping the same. I'm sorry, that's not nice. I don't know much about Mormon. That's what people say about them. I mean, there's things I like about the Mormons. Like I've seen things that a little weird about them. You know.
Can I step in, because I did do studies.
Please.
Mormons usually don't. They're usually okay, but they do doggedly defend their own kind. They will defend to the freaking blood when it comes to stuff, because they will rally behind each other and help each other out, unless you get kicked out of their community. If you get kicked out of their community, you're permanently gone. That's kind of how I perceived the Mormons when I was around them. They're good guys. Like, I have nothing against the Mormon community. I think they're awesome people. I think a lot of times, like, at least the Mormons that were up here were fucking solid motherfuckers. I have nothing but respect for that community that's up here where I'm at. And if I ever decide to go back there, I would love to go back. Like, I got nothing wrong with their community. I think the community's solid. But no, when it comes to certain guys, they will doggedly protect. It's the same thing that happened with Roman Catholics. It's the same thing that happened with other groups. This shit would go on, and people would be like, you know, you know, you don't do this, or you don't like people would have actually problems with their community, even though the community doesn't do anything. It's just kind of how it goes with Mormons. Like, I don't think anyone here is a bad guy. I think people are bad guys, but I don't think, you know, the idea of what's going on right now is what's actually happening. I think there are people in their community that are being doggedly stupid. Like, I think someone in his family knows who that is. That's my...
I'm about to say, you could tack it up to he has a family member in the department, and this is a nepotism episode.
This is a nepotism episode. That is exactly right. That's what I think it is.
There you go. I can condense it for you, T. I gotcha.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I want to be very careful because I don't want to... I might not live in the United States.
Alleged nepotism. There you go.
Yeah.
Alleged.
I don't live... Yeah, alleged. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to say anything that they all of a sudden we get an email.
Yeah, shoot, I'll be real with you. You got a guy who has a background in business. I can toe the line. That's
Okay.
why the officers didn't like me.
Yeah, I can see why.
Not police officer, but like military officers. That's why the officer class didn't like me, because I was able to toe the line, and they're like, he didn't break the law technically. He didn't go against anything in the code, but fuck, I wish he did. It's like, yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's about right. The sad thing is I don't know what the game plan is here. Like I said, I don't know what the game plan was in doing this. Like, literally this guy's like, and you know what, I also think that then there's got to be somebody who knows somebody who's one of the CEO of Mega Bricks.
Question is, how big is this spider web once it finally comes to life?
I think it's pretty big. Apparently they all go to the same church.
Fair. Still, even so, it is like, for business, an officer, that's definitely a family. Now, wherever the connection lies, if it's church or if it's just by chance, there's still a connection.
Let's be honest.
I've never seen a public, what do you call it? Public servant go this gung-ho over one thing. Because let's be honest, you already have to deal with the fiends that we see on body cams. And by then, you just want to go home, have a stiff drink, maybe a smoke, and watch football. Let's be real.
Well, yeah, that's actually a common conversation I've had with people who are retired from law enforcement. Yeah, most of the time I'd come home and just fucking play. I would play like Stardew Valley was Stardew Valley in Minecraft was the thing I heard a lot of modern cops talk about. Like, yeah, no, I just go home and play some Stardew.
Yeah, legit. It's like, you already have to deal with some white trash or some fiends out there. The last thing you want to do is deal with this bullshit. So it has to be something that's deep. Something that, for some reason, you're willing to forsake.
Yeah.
I'm running short on words here, I'm playing Scrabble. That's how I form my sentences. But
yeah,
something that will have you go above and beyond the standard code, even if it goes against code.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what's going on here too, and I hope it's not. I hope they actually have that. There's actually something else going on here, and it's not as bad as we think. But I mean, when the problem is a video camera is a lot more dangerous than what we're seeing right now. And right now, because they just wouldn't do the one thing they should have done legally, you now have a bunch of people looking at this going, so the court of public opinion, we are all looking at this as something that is, a problem.
So on top of this guy's cameras, release body cam footage, and also I want a full report.
Yep.
I want that full report, like what caused them to go anaka. All right? Because, sure, it could be an anonymous caller because that happens with squatters and stuff like that, but still.
No, apparently, according to the story, apparently the guy who runs the B&B, which we don't know if this is true. Shit. Okay, I forgot to close that window. Damn it. Okay,
you're going on a tangent of a hypothetical, but even so, what I'm asking for is evidence. But go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, and when the guy who, let's just say the B&B guy heard them, what he would have heard was a bunch of people talking about stolen Legos. Because yes, the Legos were stolen from the fucking guy. That's the point. And it's like, yes, they were having a conversation about stolen Legos. No shit, Sherlock. That's what this is all about.
We've talked about this, like, okay, I Reckless Ben, gotta be honest, my friend. We have talked about this 3 times. Like, the Christopher Nolan shit isn't as important as this. And the video is named the thing. Like, we have more to have a conversation about the Reckless Ben shit than we do the other stuff. And apparently we're going to
This shows Hollywood's drying up. Looking like a prune right now. There's no juice we're squeezing from this. Let's talk about some real stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about like something that actually had me standing for 2 hours straight while I was working out, doing weights watching this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of want to see what this other guy's work is now. Like, I'm actually interested in this man's work.
Yeah.
And what I was asking for was, so after everything's said and done, like, even if it's down after the actions have been settled, speaking metaphorically, I want to see the evidence that was gathered on the other side, because as a public servant, it would be couth of you to provide that.
Well, that's the whole point of
what was the report that was given? What are your officers who are in the field going off of?
Yeah, exactly. And and again, the same guy liked to show up over and over and over again. So I think there's some that sort of connection. But the only person I'm kind of worried about, they had that girl who was a part of that. I'm a little worried for her. That's the only person I'm kind of worried for, because I'm like, that person, I don't know if is going to get in trouble with something, and I really don't want that person to get in trouble with anything. But no, I think, the funny thing is, apparently apparently they brought on another person because of this bullshit. They brought in other people because of this bullshit. It got, other people are now like, yeah, no, I'm pissed off at this shit fucking too. And I'm like, wow, they really pushed the fucking bar, didn't they? Like, I've never seen this go out this way, man.
This is hell, this isn't even pushing an envelope. This is a whole fucking shove. You shoved the envelope in.
Yep.
One troublesome part about this, in my what is probably maybe the troublesome part. In one part on Ben's side is a little concerning, is that Geek will monetize. He's able to monetize this. All the other people who join him in this, like physically in person, like they don't have the YouTube channel. They're just his friends. But like
apparently he's monetizing all of them, from what I've heard. Apparently he's actually they're all living in the same place. Like he's actually covering their asses. Like he's making it a point to make sure that they're good.
I think he'll do it. But if he didn't want to, he may not be contacting without me.
No, he's not. I don't think he is. But I think he's making it a point to kind of go sell. Because like I said, these guys are putting their butts on the line just as much as he is, so I can't see them, that's like if I start making a lot of money on this channel, those who I'm involved with are fucking, joining me on the road. That's how it works, right? Like anybody who gets big on the channel, you have to pay out the few people that you do. Like I would probably. Like I've made the joke to Nightwheel. I said, if this ever does make a lot of money and actually do, like, let's say one day somebody really likes what I'm doing and they fucking, we get a lot of cash or something, really boosts up one of these days. I would legit. The first thing I'd probably do is, like I said, I want to buy a movie theater. This has been my dream for life. I want to buy a basic movie theater that just shows old movies, old TV. Like old movies.
All the oldies, like the old noir and cowboy flicks.
No, I'm talking old TV shows, old movies, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
I wanna do that. That's been like a dream of mine for years.
Will there be one that has really old school anime?
Well, yeah, old school anime, Married with Children, like other things like this.
You'd be earning my money every weekend. It's like, all right, room 2 is where X show is showing. It's an anime from the 90s. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm going in.
Yeah, that's the game. That's the game plan. You go to the theater, you see what's here, and we do every week. Like you'd have Married with Children, you'd have TV shows, old wrestling. I'd probably have on there, stuff like that. Like I would have a lot of indie flophouse shit, like the term flophouse, for example. I would legit do that. That would be my thing. And the first thing I'm going to ask everyone. I'd also have a mini arcade. That's the other thing I would want to put in there. I want to put this old
arcade. You can have a greasy spoon too.
I would love to, but I don't know if I'd have it. I might. But you can only diversify so much. But if I had money, this is what I would do. And I would legit, from that money, I would run everything from that theater. And I would legitimately ask everybody, "Hey guys, you want to go?"
Yeah.
That would be my thing. And just like everyone, you guys want to come? Come. Yeah. I have the upstairs would be all just be like sleeping areas, and there you go. Fucking come have a job. You get a job.
Can we have a LAN party too?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry. It's like, yeah, we're all hanging here. It's like, anybody want to play Heroes 3?
Yeah. But that would be the game. That would be the legit game plan for me if I was to do anything like it's like If I ever made the real money, that's the game plan. I would live stream doing this making the theater. I would do episodes of what's going on in the theater, what we're showing for that day. It would all be there. It would all be there on the bar, man.
For that thing. Oh, what I was gonna say is you kept the guys with what's his name?
Reckless Ben is his name.
Reckless Ben. Okay.
Yeah, I might stay up.
Even if the people aren't contractually obligated, like he's not obligated to give them, the fact that he covers them and pays them shows a test of character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Chief and I don't technically have a contract, but if he was to pay me when we make it big, it would be a test of character.
Yeah, anybody who makes it, you got like because everyone's with me on this. The people who work with me to do this are going to get paid. I have to. It's like this is not how it goes. Although, mind you, I probably wouldn't stay in Canada. I don't know where I'm going at that point because I don't think it's worth
One of us.
I don't know if I move to America. I really don't know if I move. America's also really super expensive. Like
it is expensive, but we still have free food.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I was debating about other countries. Like,
it's like you go to Europe. It's like I don't know if they have free speech over there. They may claim that they do.
Actually, you know what? This would probably work the best is Japan, of all places. Like if you were to do a theater in Japan.
Oh.
No, seriously.
You better learn language. Get that Duolingo or Rosetta Stone. Better learn language if you plan on staying there for an extended period of time. But that's for anybody who wants to live in another country. You better learn the natural language.
Like I said, if you built a theater in Japan, just a little theater in Japan, you did that, and you did like maybe have the upstairs being like just doing movies and like TV shows from certain fucking other countries. I honestly think Japanese people would show up just to watch the weird Americana.
And they did back in the day. They did in the 1930s, in the 20s. They did.
Yeah, I think.
And also that could be a cultural thing. Like, I mean, not as a like cultural icon. That's what I mean. Is like, hey, this is the place to go. This is the hangout to go if you want to watch some cool old American stuff.
Yep. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying with cultural icon. Is like if you manage to get that business to going, oh yeah, I can see you making gangbusters. At least with like the local community.
Yep.
Hell, you could also become a tourist attraction eventually. You never know.
Is that like when you felt like a lot of drugs and everyone's buying them? Like, why do they call it gangbusters? Where does that come from? Like, I know that's not where it comes from, but like, when I first heard it,
gangbusters, if I am not mistaken, refers to.
God damn it!
If I was to put my 2 cents interpretation on it, it's actually with beat cops at drug raids.
Yeah.
Gangbusters. You're making gangbusters. As in,
bad guys.
yeah, you were getting a lot of credit, or in this case, maybe a specific payday for busting that up. The money that would have been made from that is the gangbuster. So you get what I'm saying? So it's like, hypothetically, they have $1 million worth of illegal substance. Well, you just busted that. You made gangbusters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all about making cash.
Yeah, so effectively, and honestly, this is my interpretation. This is actually not the definition of it. This is me spitballing right now. That was me going off my pants, bullshitting to the max. But it's not unbelievable, didn't it?
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure if that's where. I am not 100% sure if that's actually where it comes from, but like there seems to be like a lot of like that seems to be a thing that a lot of like it's all about the busted gangs. Like when gangs would get busted and have all that money, they would rob speakeasies and speakeasies would have millions of dollars worth of shit, and it's just like. Yeah.
That also ties into, if I'm not mistaken, the crash unit.
Yeah.
Remember that thing that was in the 70s and 80s?
Yeah.
Interesting story about the trash unit. I won't get into it here, but if you're interested, look it up. It's like the closest we've ever become to playing Judge Dredd. It's legit, like.
Well, like I said, I'm interested to see what they do with that. But no, my thought process with this is, you know, like I think it would sell. I think it would sell. You do tarot cards, you do other side things and that. You can make some side money on it and just make money doing that. I think right now America is too expensive. So like America's too expensive and Canada's way too expensive to live.
Depends on where you go. Remember, different states have different income and different costs.
Like to do what I want to do, I need lots of room to make the theaters.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying moving your business. I thought, like, moving. Like, you take your fat, bald butt and you go somewhere else. Just you alone and your necessities.
I could, but then again, I wouldn't, it'd be so expensive. Like, I'd have to, like, at that point, like, I've even talked about this. If that happened, I'd probably be making, like, my theory was, my estimated amount to do that, I would have to have at least $15,000, including at least covering my amount to set something like this up. And that's just the setup. That's not actually, you know, getting something off the ground. That's just me going, okay, what do I want? What am I indicating here? Where am I going with this? You know. Like, you're looking at another amount. Like, it's quite expensive to do exactly what I want to do. I do like all the characters in this game. All the characters in this game are like, you know, oh, shit. I got hit with the super lightning. No, but that's the problem. Like, we're talking about something that would be really hard to get into normal Spectrum. It's like, yeah, you're looking at a lot. Like, in Canada, it's just not worth it. The assets are just too hard to get the money, too hard to get value. I couldn't do this in New York. I don't think I could do this in New York right now, the way New York is. Like,
don't even go to big cities. Don't even bother.
Yeah, but a small city, this wouldn't work. You'd have to go somewhere that has a city that also kind of works as a secondary and third, you know.
So yeah, small town.
Small town, this would work.
Okay. I don't know how big your vision is. But...
Oh, I'm being honest. A small town wouldn't work. It's you know, people wouldn't put the money into that. Like, you know, you're not going to have a small town. You know, someone go to a place. And, you know, you would have to run the theater 24/7, which would be a pain in the ass to make a lot of money. To make the exact money you'd need to actually get your thing going.
Okay. But I say, if you throw me some numbers, then yeah, I could probably figure something out. But that's when that comes around. I'm not gonna tell you to generate numbers on the fly right now.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna ever get that level. But no, I think it'd be fun to do. I think it'd cost a lot of money. There we go. All right, guys. I'm going to switch out that Fury counter because that sucks. Void works. You know what? I'm gonna make that blaster and the Void's thing be the Void Twin Splash, the underground. That one seems to work for this character the most. All right, we still got some more time. I guess I could do another cosmic. I can do the cosmic battle, or I can go to the dimensional surveys, ultimate invite, or the challenges. Okay, nah. let's go to the story. Let's finally hit the continuation of this story. Something I've been waiting to do for a while now. I think we finally have the main story for this game, which I still think this is a solid game. The art is fucking hits, man. I love the art of these characters, man. All right, now we're in space time. They basically been stealing our world, so now we're here in their world, coming after them with our power mecha uniforms. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying this game overall. So who, in the end, how long do you think it's going to take for this stuff to finally settle out?
Yeah,
the Lego.
June 8th is the date of their court case.
Okay. But then,
That's one step forward.
Well, hey, it's my grandma's too. Happy birthday.
How long court cases can be? It really depends on who's dragging the suit. They could be both the
my theory is that the second Ben shows up, they will arrest his ass. That's my theory.
Alright, now let's assume he gets dropped out of some around. Monster backstage.
I think the
I've
cops
seen cases go by fast, and I've seen cases take years. Doesn't matter how big or small.
Well, we all know in the court of public opinion, they pretty much won.
Yeah,
absolutely. But that doesn't mean shit unless it actually gets you somewhere. Like, unless governors and other individuals and other bigger heads start fucking, getting involved. Because if that happens, then you're in trouble. Then the game becomes a problem. But right now, as it stands, excuse me, yawning, I don't think it's going to matter much. But we'll see. But I think we're going to see something happen. I just don't know how bad the something's going to be when it comes to that. I still think what's going to happen is when the second Ben goes there, he's going to be, arrested. Or they're going to demand he shows up and then arrest him. That's my theory. Thoughts, boys? You think that's that? You think the police force is going to be that corrupt?
They already are.
I mean, yeah, I think Ben's going to have.
I don't think it's going to be a good look for them. It will advance the case. I mean, there's plenty of people on the outside who already are well aware this guy's not isolated anymore.
Yeah.
Unless everyone just cuts and run and gets bored with the publicity, I think relief will be there.
Well, yeah, like I said, the problem is they do believe that's how this is going to go. This is going to get quiet. This is going to quiet down. Oh, don't just give it a couple months, guys, and people aren't going to think. But like I said, this has made so many people see this. I don't know if this is going to quiet down because more people are paying attention. Like, again, I'm talking about this. You're talking about this. Me and you both usually don't give a shit about this stuff, right? Like, would you be paying attention to this normally? I know I would.
No.
Yeah. I think that's a bad sign, man. If people like us are having a conversation about this, that is a bad sign. And I don't know, like I said, I'm personally wondering what the game plan is at the end. You know how it's gonna go. Alrighty, so we're almost at the 3 hour mark. We're almost there, boys. The sad thing is I wanted to talk more about building the Christopher Nolan stuff and trying to look at how we were gonna, how we would fix that so that it would work in his new creation. But again, we went back to the Lego. I think tomorrow is gonna be more Lego talk, to be honest. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see if Mega Bricks actually tries to sue Patreon.
That is such an American stereotype. I'm gonna sue.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's one of those stereotypes I thought we killed back in the 2010s, but nope. Nope, it's still kicking.
Oh,
yeah,
dude. Oh, dude. It's the same thing with screen, defund the police, defund the police. This guy's kicking the crap out of me. Police, police.
I believe there was a miscommunication somewhere.
Yeah. Defund the police until it's fund the police, baby.
I wonder if an organized mission just wants their own secret police.
Well, yeah. Well, everyone wants that guy that's going to go out of their way and do something for you. Like that isn't new. Like.
Oh no, I was going off of your previous statement.
Yeah.
I was like, they want to be fun, but what they really want is their own secret police. Who else had secret police? Not good people.
No. Yeah. I like I said, I don't know what the game plan is, but yeah, defund the police, I think is going to be the way that goes. And like I said, I don't like the idea of that. Like I said, Asmongold went right off. Like that pissed him off. Like you rarely see, most of the time Asmongold's kind of just snarky, he's not pissed. It's one of the few times I think I've ever seen Asmongold generally just like fucking mad. And I don't, Metatron hasn't said anything about it because he's really focused on the Nolan thing. Which I kind of sort of agree with that because, yeah, I can see where he's coming from there.
Also, I argue Metatron's a history channel.
Well, Lego's history.
By that argument, everything's history, but you know what I mean. He mostly focuses on antiquity and medieval history.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Being a little bit, what's it, capricious or whatever the fuck it's called? Yeah, I get you.
Capricious.
Was that the proper term? I'm not exactly a wordsmith here. I'm just a monk on.
He's just a fan of Robert E. Howard.
Yeah.
Maybe while you had Bob over here, who gets poetic, you keep him awake long enough.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, it's been an interesting history. But yeah, we're going to be focusing more on doing stuff for the... We'll be focusing on some more reviews on the channel as long as I'm not getting copyrighted for looking at the trailers and stuff. That's my only fear. The only reason we haven't been doing this more is because of that. Oh, I got killed with one hit. That one hit KO'd me. Ow, that hurt.
Well, yeah, right after this, I'm going to run outside, put on some paint, and go to my telescope to check the poison ivy
Yeah, it's always fun, right? Like getting your stuff all set. Like I've been running the AC non-stop. It really drives me nuts. I don't like running the AC as long as I have.
I just turned it on, but I'm also running the video interpolation on the new Glen Rocket video, so that makes my GPU is not water cooled, so it's dumping a lot of pieces. So can't be helped.
Yeah, you know, I run a lot of fans. I have my TV on, I have a computer on, I have one of the computers on, that thing generates some heat. And then I have, you know, other stuff on too. So yeah, we get this heat, we get that heat sink all the time. So, other than that, I don't know, like I said, we're gonna have a lot of fun with the Conan stuff. Are you looking for, what next do we want to look at? Do you have an audiobook, Bob, that you want us to look at, for the channel? Is there something that you, I mean, not Rom, DJ, my bad. Is there a...
What?
Well, I'm currently reading Craig Allison's Wizard book. I think it's book 6 of the Nether. I forgot the name of it. But it's about him talking dog. There's a story behind that. And they're currently in an alternate timeline, or not alternate, but a changed timeline post-World War II, where there's a lot of things going on, and basically it looks like everyone's dead, and they're the only people there, and they're trying to like figure out what went wrong so that they can go and, you know, reopen a portal to go and deal with it, even though this wizard is sort of an amateur wizard, but he's pretty powerful, but he's not an expert. Other than that, I was reading a book called Bitter Peleliu about the Battle of Peleliu, and that was a battle that was heavily underestimated. They were like, oh, it'll be a week, and then it's like a couple months.
Oh, there's a lot of battles like that. That's not uncommon. The reason it's called the War of the Road, the 100-Year War, guys. We'll beat France in a week, we swear.
Plus, everything was slow back then. Like, oh, we gotta send a message. All right, I'll get the reply quickly in a month.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's that song? France the Brave and the Free? Speaking how they shall not pass, come all you barbarians and you lackeys.
Yep.
That was a song in World War One. I remember.
Hail Britannia, Britannia, sail the sea.
Nah, get Britannia out of here. Get shit out of here. All right, France. I'll always have more respect for France because France actually helped us become a country. That is where my respect for France comes from. Is like we wouldn't be a country without France, and we also wouldn't be, you know, panning the hide of the British for X amount of years. Sometimes direct conflicts, other times not direct conflicts.
Yep.
There's only one black mark that I remember that the British beat us in when it came to weapons development. It was the Cold War era. It was the AC something rifle. I think it was like the AC Tech 1. Bullpup weapons platform that was chambered in a 5.45. It was like a pseudo 5.56, not quite 5.56, but America was still of the mindset that, no, you need it to be in 7.62. If it's not in 7.62, it ain't nothing. And then, so they had to scrap the whole idea. And then eventually America turned around and was like, okay, maybe 5.56 is a good, let's standardize 5.56. It was the one time the British were actually ahead of the curve when it came to weapons technology, which was surprising. Yeah, it was very surprising.
Well, they were ahead of the curve.
I love history too much.
They were ahead of the curve when they weren't, you know, how to put it, when they were literally conquering the world. And anything they weren't ahead of the curve, a certain individual by the name of Napoleon basically gave them a lot of ideas that became a fucking standard for military after the fact.
Yeah. I'm not saying America, we invented certain philosophies. No, we didn't invent them. We just, what's the word? Refined them.
Yep. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Hell, one of my favorite factoids that I can share from a military perspective is something the officer class loves to do. This is a pastime for the officer class. Is they do war games. Now, a common theme with America, because of our doctrine and our philosophy, we always lose war games. But when it comes to what happens in the real world, we always stop. but that's because war games go off of very specific doctrines. It's like playing chess. Playing chess is one thing, but if you decide to play chess in America, like legit America, he's gonna have, like 6 times the units to work with, as opposed to you decide to bring a chess set. America brought 6 chess sets, but only have 1 king all the way in the back line.
I would portray that the best way to put it would be risk. America would fundamentally have a large faction, but you wouldn't. But you only have like in your capital city is only fucking one unit.
I don't know risk, but I know a lot of people that know chess. That's why I use the chess example.
You don't know risk.
Simply put, if you bring 5 things, America's going to bring 30. That is just how we do things. We do not play on even ground, because if you're playing on even ground, are you even trying to...
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I know. I'm not. Again, when it comes to certain strategies, it's kind of interesting. Like, but I'm not a fan of what's been going on in a lot of military things. Militaries really need to start stepping. Like the fact is, I know a lot of people like with the military. Like I hear this excuse a lot when it comes to stuff. Like one of the other big excuses I hear all the time is, big conversation that kids don't want to do Starbucks. Kids don't want to do this. Kids don't want to do that. So we need to get other people to do it for us. I'm like, no, kids, dude. There's 2 reasons why I think kids don't want to do certain things, and the youth of today. Like we're gonna get into the youth today a little bit. One of them is very simple. It's harder for a kid to want to do this
Deterioration of values.
No.
That's a key one.
No, it's not only that, though. Like, I've even talked to a friend of mine about that recently. I said, the big issue with it is simple. Like, and let's be perfectly honest. It's because, very simply put, they're not living on their own. Like, trust me, you change your opinion the second you start living on your own.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah,
like when you're living from day to day and food for food, it shifts you. It really does change you. And it's like, do you want to live with 15 people, or do you want to live by yourself and have the freedom of by yourself? And I am.
Sometimes it's not even until you step into it that you realize it, because Chief and I had a conversation a while ago.
Yeah.
In the military, I got so used to barracks living, where you're like sardined with a bunch of other fucking guys. The moment I get a place of my own, I treat my place like it's a church. No one treads on my holy ground.
Yeah.
If you do, eyes are on you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like that. Like I don't mind. Like I don't mind living with other people. I'm actually okay with living with other people. I would be fine with that. But I prefer having my own spot, my own comfy area, my own little place of my own. There's nothing wrong with people living on their own. But like that really, unless you're helping the family out and you're actually putting that money and value in there, it really doesn't validate anything. Like I said, kids turning to crime all the time, like it seems like the easier option, than actually
the adults in their life. And I'm not even saying like their parental figures or X, Y, and Z. I'm saying those around them, because kids receive a lot of what they hear, be it from any source. They'll eventually mirror that, because that's what they have to go off of. And the way everyone makes crime look, they make it look easy. Like it's a quick way to cash. And it's like, no. No, it's not.
Well,
and horribly.
Yeah, it gets your own mentality. And like I said, eventually all it takes is that one judge or that one person to basically go, okay, I'm done with you. And you're done. And your life is over. And it doesn't take much. Like I said, again, look at what's happening to a guy who didn't break the law, technically. We're seeing it in real time, boys. You're seeing it in real time with people who did not break the law. And there they are, literally getting like a lot of problems. Like, shit, you know, I wouldn't want that. So that's kind of how I look at it. Like, fuck, you know, we're living in a society like that shouldn't be happening to people, and yet here you are. You have someone that's literally going through this in real time. Yeah, I'd be a little nervous about life like that. You know, like It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for your life.
Develop paranoia.
And it doesn't take much for your life to get shitty, man. It really doesn't if you're not careful. Like, I think living on your own, there's nothing wrong with, like I said, again, nothing wrong with living with your family, man. But again, it all depends how you're living by your family. Are you living by your family as a guy working, doing stuff, getting yourself, helping out, or are you just living in the basement doing absolutely nothing? Right?
And that's if you can even get away with it. I'm not even talking about the basement guy. I'm talking about the guy who's actually doing legit work.
Yeah.
There's a mentality, especially in America, and I think it affects mostly the northern states. Southern states don't deal with this as much. The moment you turn 18, you're out the door. Gone. And it's like, I have nothing to develop. I have no structure to work off of here. I just became the age where I can get a proper job. And you're already throwing me out? Fuck, man. Why do you think I joined the military? That was effectively a cushion, so I don't go out into the middle of fucking nowhere with nothing.
Yeah, like I said, I was on my own since I was 16. Well, DJ, you're coming from this from a little bit of a different perspective. What's your thoughts on what we've been talking about?
Well, it's true. A lot of people have that mindset. My mom comes to a neighbor and she goes, when my kid turns 18, my job is done. And my mom was like, your job is never done when, you have a kid. But, also turns out, no, I think that girl still lives next door. She had a baby and probably couldn't move out. I think the mom thought the daughter was going to get easy access to Section 8 housing and was excited about that, but that's another story. But in general, no, I mean, the dating market, can be brutal because it's if you're living at home or you live with your original, original home, it's people a lot of people, for one reason or another manage to, move out earlier. Great, power to them, I'm happy for them, but it's women are already money grubbing, women already prefer people with means, I get that, but definitely having that additional thing, it makes it that much more challenging to find someone worthwhile,
Yeah. Well,
I look at it from that angle because I care less about the general judgment, but it's getting laid, obviously, when I'm a little younger than I was now, mattered more.
Well, that's the thing. Here's the question I'm going to ask you. Let's take that out of the equation. That is a value you could put on this, but let's take that out of the equation. I don't a lot of guys like back in the day, man. A lot of my friends they found a place. They worked at Timmy's. They got a place with 2 people, and that was the game plan for life. That was okay. Now we have our own zone. And then girls were secondary to getting the freedom of having your own freedom, your own place, and then building up and trying to get yourself a house eventually. The idea of my friend, my friend used to joke about that. Because my friend now owns certain things right now. He's doing work outside in other countries. I'm not going to say what he's doing exactly. I don't want to dox the guy. But we've talked about that over the years. The fucker is working he's being, when he was a kid, he had so much on his resume. Tim Hortons, he worked at McDonald's, he worked at Walmart for a couple of years, then he became a manager of Walmart. And this was things that he legitimately was able to do to build that value of a person, and we make the joke. I remember someone saying to me, well, no one wants to do the jobs anymore. It's really? I don't know. I don't know that many kids, man. If you were to give them a job where they actually can work at Walmart and make money, they don't have to make lots of money, but something a
livable wage, preferably.
A foundational wage. Now, you don't need to have $15 an hour is more than most people. I was even talking to about friends of mine. $15 an hour back in the day was a big wage. See, and again, my argument's been, and this is where my liberal side kicks in. My argument's been, okay, that's great. I think we shouldn't. My theory's been, I don't think we should give them a living wage. Like, I think $15 is enough. What we need to start doing is tapping companies and fucking foundations and organizations that don't actually get real money value on the matter, and just say, okay, you know what? We know damn well that this cost exactly the same 10 years ago that it costs now. How about we just make it so that, you don't keep increasing the price every time you get a fart. Oh, I farted, let's increase the price. I do this, let's increase the price. Like that's where I come from on the value. I'm like, and I know that's a little ignorant to say that, but, and I'm not going to even deny that I think that's ignorant to say that, but, fuck, that's how you do it. That's how you set up this game, you make it so that, that, like, because when people used to get raises back in the day, man, that was a big, like, that changed things. Like, that helped you gain stuff. That helped you grow in a way that I don't think we're seeing nowadays, like, as we used to. What's your thoughts on that? You're in a little different situation than I am.
Like, I'm happy I have benefits and a little more job security, but some people don't go into civil service because they know the pay rates for comparable jobs in the private sector are lower. I have a friend who, when he worked for a bank in the IT area, he was saying, you work with your current job for a year, and I'll get you a job here, or I'll put you in for a recommendation, and you'll get paid double. And at the time, I was making 50K, 5K, so double would be like 100 grand, which sounds pretty sweet. My attitude was like, okay, I've been leaving the civil service sector to the private sector. Yeah, I'll make more money, but do I want to have a job at 50 grand for 10 years, or do I want to have a job for 50 grand for 5 years? As an example of, like, if, let's say, they lay people off in 5 years. And he was right, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, though, and chances are, with work experience, you can have other opportunities. And maybe I am a bit of a creature of comfort, but I remember when I worked retail in my own town, in my own borough, here, if I wanted a job off this borough that was, like, not in the city like this one, and if I qualified for one, it would have been something like Amazon in Jersey. And it's like, commute to Jersey means taking a bus to fucking Manhattan or Bayonne, New Jersey, getting on the train that goes from Manhattan into Jersey. It's basically like a 3-hour commute. And it's like, just because, like, my brother gave me this pep talk once, and part of it was his wife is kind of a bitch sometimes, so maybe she was, like, also egging him on to do this. But he goes, let's meet up and have dinner at a diner. And I was like, I love my brother. But at that time, I was super insulted by the experience. He's like, I wasn't on the up and up at the time, okay? It was probably even, like, one of the darker points in my life. But it's like, okay, at least I have a job, and like, what was it? Was like, I'm thinking, we're gonna meet up and have a powwow and talk about Star Trek or something, which is what we did last time we met up, actually. That was great. But this is like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was. And instead of having this powwow talk about sci-fi, I'm being told how, like, I gotta get off the island, and there's no opportunities on the island, and and it's like, you have to look forward to a 3-hour commute. And it was like a pep talk that my dad was giving me, and it's like, even then, like, it was just annoying. And I remember that following Christmas, I got a message, hey, what's your shirt size? So, okay, they're buying me a dress shirt so I can do job interviews for a better, fucking big job. And what was cute about it was, he gave me this device that was like a music mixing device that, like, was a circuit board that you can make music with. Like, you can use this during the commute. And it's like, oh great, so now you give me some toy, but it's not really a toy, it's ulterior motive, like, to be something I can use on a long commute. Definitely his wife's dumb idea. But like, yeah, but she's all about, keeping up with the Jones and, looking all good to the Hamptons people, and, like, she's stressed out, and it's like, well, if you don't leverage up so much, if you don't, like, make it so about, acquiring wealth and showing it, and not that she's super show, she is, how do I phrase it, smart in the hedge fund sector sense, but that still means you have larger outlays. Like, with the money you're making, you can keep your living simple and just sit back and relax, instead of thinking, like, she also has this weird dream. She's like, I want to retire by the time I'm 50, and it's like, that sounded easy when they were 35, you know, now I'm almost 40 and they're 43ish, right? So it's like that's looking a little bit more challenging now. Plus they had a kid, which is like they're happy with the kid, but it's like, so I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. I don't mean to be bringing my brother's clean laundry into this.
Hey man, it's your call, man. We're almost done. We're about to call it anyway shortly, but I got you.
Trying to elucidate on the ecosystem. So circling back, you know, I didn't want to, like, my friend ended up getting laid off from his job, but like, you know, like not his fault. It just, but like, it's like, imagine if I took the opportunity, like I could have been in the same boat. Whereas at civil service, like, okay, I got benefits and I'm not hunting for a job. I'm not in that awkward period where I'm worried about finding a job because, like, I'm not cut out for that shit, man.
Yeah, I get you. I get exactly what you're saying. I totally understand. I've had people like that over the years too, where I'm like, yeah, I just, you know, I get that. And hey, dude, if you're getting a nice amount of money for 10 years, man, and you're getting a retirement plan, you're getting everything you need to live.
Nobody gets pensions anymore, and that's another thing. That's another reason why this is appealing to me. It's like nobody gets fucking pension anymore. You got a fucking 401k. Fuck that noise.
Yep. Yeah, you want that pension, man. You want that money. And if it's giving you money, if it's giving you a pension, it's giving you retirement options, that's the better option. Like, I'm not trying to be an ass, but that's the truth, man. Like,
you can work on a pension. It's not like you're barred from working on a pension, but you now have that option where if the pension is good enough, you can choose to live like a business.
Yeah, and then eventually, you know, as you know, like I said, because you're still living with your parents. Like your situation's different than a lot of these guys I'm seeing right now that are like Bob's age. And you know, I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're older. I'm assuming you're an older gentleman compared to
39. I'm about to turn 40 on the 24th.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I'm almost 45 actually. So I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know, Bob. That's how I feel.
No, I'm half your age.
That too. I always say that. Whenever you mention the Star Wars films, when I was a kid, I was like, what do you mean when you were fucking like my childhood films? I was like, well, what? I was not seeing that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like half your guys' age.
You'll mention something from like the year 2015 and be like, when I was a kid, I'm like.
Well, I've said it before, and I said it again. One of the main reasons I'm doing this is because two reasons. It's like, one, I enjoy doing this. This is fun. Like, fucking, if people are enjoying us having conversations and shooting the shit and laughing and goofing and being, you know, being idiots, hey, you know what? Fucking more power. I'm all in. But, like, yeah, no. The other reason is I'm getting to that age. I'm 45 now. I'm getting to that age, man. I need something that's opening up to me a little. Just a little.
Open it up to you. No, sir.
I need something. I need some sort of game here to play. And if I can't play that game, you know, it's how it works. You know, I need something to get a little more fun with the money. So it's like, yeah, no, this works both ways. I'm not against either or. I'm happy with either or. But I'm like, yeah, no, that's one of the main reasons I'm doing this. It's like, yeah, I get to have some fun. I get to play video games. And if people are enjoying themselves and they like what we're talking about, fuck yeah. That's what this site is for.
And that's the fun part, is the difference of perspective. Is like, yeah, you guys are, I guess you say, up there in the years. I throw a lot of people off because a lot of people think I'm in my 30s. I'm not 30 yet.
Well, like I said, I like to jokingly call us "We're the View, only good."
Yeah. We are the official, what is it, late night show or whatever it was.
Yeah. I'm the official late night show. It's not like Colbert's using it anymore. Yeah, exactly. No, I get annoyed by the fact that we're, you know, a lot of people, like, we gotta look at that, you know, like, it's. Oh, I gotta stop this guy from casting his little spells. Oh no, you don't, prick. No, that's my game plan in life. It's like, yeah, no, it's like, fuck, I got nothing going on right now. The odd jobs are kind of here, but they're kind of not. And there's other stuff I need, you know. I wouldn't mind doing something, and, you know, if this makes me money, more power to it. If it doesn't, well, you know, at least I did something. I can actually officially say I'm a YouTuber, and I like that. That's kind of a unique thing.
Yeah.
I honestly think this should be a retirement plan, not something a 15-year-old or a 20-year-old. Unless you know what you're doing, and you have some real skills, man, don't do this.
What's crazy how some people make really good money doing this, and so people aspire to this thing that, like, every kid wants to be a fucking streamer, and they don't realize that not everyone gets to be the top dog.
Yeah, not everyone's Asmongold, as much as Asmongold. Like, Asmongold, even
is the
people
smartest one. He's the
Yeah.
smartest one because he stayed in his childhood home, and he's putting money away. And he starts businesses. He's a true, like, entrepreneur, like, you know, like, in that sense. And so I don't know much about that part of his mindset, but, like, what I do know is a lot of streamers out there, and they have these apartments that are practically designed for streamers. I don't know why they can't, when they make streamer apartments, they all have shit acoustics, like they have some sound tile on the wall. Why do they echo? And I think it's partially a way of showing your status, that you have a big enough place that even with all these shit in it, it still sounds like it's fucking echoing. But that being beside the point, you see, like, a Bernie girl.
Are you trying to tell me something, DJ?
No, you don't have an echo, not that I'm aware of. But,
Okay.
like,
It's like I'm starting to get self-conscious. So I was like looking around the room. Oh.
I don't know anything about. You never took the point to the camera, so I don't know. But no, like the Bernie Sanders girl, like a girl's like, oh, I think they bought like $1 million apartments. You hear about these other girls, the Instagram model types, and it's like they buy these $1 million apartments. Like, it's everything you mean. You don't have to show off that you're bougie. You can still buy your dresses or whatever. But like, you could be putting real money away. You can really give yourself peace of mind when you age out, or you know, when you just find out that like they changed the rules of the game and it's not as easy to make money.
Yeah, like when if I age out, cause like I said, we're all aging out. Like, cause eventually, like I said, I might not be here. Like 10 years from now, hey, fuck, I could be long since gone. Like, you never fucking know in society. Fuck, I might not make it to 10 years. I might not even make it to next week for all I know. You know, life's life, right? So it's like you gotta really look at what is going on in society and stuff. And you gotta gauge it for it. Like right now, my biggest complaint is with life, with society as a whole. And I will say this, and I'll say this time and time again. My biggest complaint is we are living in an era where they really don't give a fuck about, you know, they will go after the little guy as much as they can, and they will make their lives more bougie, but they'll make it more expensive for them too. And it's just like I don't get the logic of this mentality of, hey, you know, we're gonna increase everything. But then, you know, our billions of dollars that we now made doing this XYZ thing is now fundamentally fucking gone because we legitimately, you know, we're not making the extra money because we legitimately are making everything more expensive. I don't understand the logic of this. And in some ways I do, you know, because like the whole inflation thing, I will say it time and time again. I believe when that guy said like 10 years ago, we are hitting an inflation of... We are hitting that inflation point of our society legitimately, like, we are 200% inflated, and everything is 200% more expensive than it should be right now. And I honestly believe that. I honestly am of the believer now of this because of just the way this shit just seems to keep happening. It's like, yeah, no, I'm kind of starting to wonder.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in greedflation, but like, you know, it's simply like the extension of credit, extension of money, and more dollars using a limited amount of goods. But I do hear this perspective that, you know, if the market is willing to bear a higher price and you get away with charging it and no one else charges less, you can get away with charging more. But I think if that was entirely true, one player in the market would undercut everyone else.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I think we are really starting to see this. And I'm really worried that we're actually going to hit that bar, and I really don't want to see that bar get hit. That's my biggest fear in life, is that bar gets hit when we're kind of all fucked in society. We're we're getting
increase your height, but without any foundation and material starts to dry up. Yes, I am using this as an example for the customer and consumer example.
Yeah.
Customer and consumer is fundamentally building blocks of any business at the end of the day. You're building a foundation and you create these pillars. Pillars are your profits. But your pillar thickness is also based on your customer base and your income. You know, think of it as like trying to create the Greek pantheon, you know, like that big building with the beautiful pillars. But I'm going to use the video games, like the PCs and the RAM prices going up. That
Yeah.
is going to cut your materials down, i.e. your customer base, to where your pillars are going to get so thin they can't even hold up your roof anymore.
Well, that's literally what happened with PCs. I don't know if you noticed that, like, everything just kind of just dropped in price out of nowhere and everything. Like, I'm really mad because I bought a cheaper PC because I thought the prices were going to skyrocket. But then all of a sudden, then people started realizing, wait a minute, we're going to get fucked here, aren't we?
Wait, did that happen this week? Because I just paid out of the ass for 8 terabyte hard drive.
Oh, yeah, no, that happened recently.
Oh, you got fleeced.
Yeah,
you got fleeced.
I don't think the prices have dropped just yet, but we will be seeing it. But one of the things that's happened is you will probably see imbalances because there are people, they're buying up every computer part, even if it's not AI related. And it's those scalpers that are contributing to the price increases in classes of product that aren't directly impacted by AI. But RAM is one of the things that truly is impacted by AI. New RAM, because they literally have to take the memory chips that are supposed to go to the consumer and stack them in sets of 4, and the process by which you do that creates an increased failure rate and basically turns all of them into duds. Whenever you do have one failed stack, you kill 4 memory chips every time. So suddenly diverting 30% of memory chips is diverting 80% of them.
So what you're telling me is the sub-brain gets overloaded and it can't.
Well, it's more like you're taking like a lobotomy and you're stitching the brain to someone else, but then there's like a 50% failure rate in doing that. So for every one person's brain that you lobotomize, you have to actually, every one person you're upgrading, you have to lobotomize 2 people.
It's okay, you didn't get the reference. That was a reference to No Guns Life.
Okay, I didn't get it.
The sub-brain.
Yeah.
Simply put, the sub-brain is the thing that allows that universal cyberware to function. It takes part of the load off of the main brain.
Oh, okay, it's like Hyperion, got it.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. By the way, they are in this awesome. But no, I hope, like I said, as we're looking at it, we'll be having a conversation about, well, I think it's that review, and I got Spider Noir to finally do the review. I can finally do a spoiler review. I've given it a couple weeks. But no, I think personally, I hope this stuff sells down. Like I honestly think, like I said, I really do think we're hitting a bad point when it comes to money, and it's like, I'm not a fan of it. I got
that for years, and some of my own predictions that people were making fun of me for not being right on, and me learning that, okay, don't try to predict the price of gold and silver in 2016 back in 2012. But actually, my prediction for 2016 came true this year.
Yeah.
That was $75 an ounce.
Yeah. What my thought process with this has been, like, I just want to like make it. My rule is this: I want to be debt free by the end of next year. That's my rule. I have to try to be completely debt free.
It's good to have debt in hyperinflation, because if you make money, you can pay it off at a lower rate, kind of, assuming that pay scales go up. But no, you're not wrong.
Yeah. No, I don't want that. Yeah. So I want to be debt free. And, you know, if everything goes well by next year, if I have my old man's place, then I'm going to be talking to a couple people about renting out, and that's going to be the main thing. It's like, who can I get to rent out that downstairs or that upstairs, depending on what we do.
You have a friend that go to library, you can get her books back from the place.
I don't know what the game plan is, but like I said, I have to figure out. There's 2 things I have to figure out if I decide to do that. If I want to do this, I have a theory in my life. I'm most likely, you know, there's no point, like, cause it's either that or I take the house and sell it. So that's my 2 big concerns in life right now. So, as it stands now, I win the lottery. That's a different beast. I can fundamentally shift that into a different equation at that point. But right now, I'm not worried about that. Yeah, but if it all changes, I take my old man. I want my old man place. I think it's a nice house. It's a 3-bedroom house, but if I was to take it down, I could turn the upstairs into, like, 1 room is going to be where I sleep. 1 room would be where I, 1 room would be my, like, kitchen area, and then the last area would be the like a little mini kitchen, and then the last area would be, you know, like my gaming area. And there you go, and my workout area. You could do that too, and that would be a great way to live. That would be a great way to pay that place out. That place is a nice property. It is a really nice property. Unfortunately, it's like really hard to get to. I don't know if I'll survive this fight. This might actually end me. I'm really close to beating her, but like, yeah, she is not holding back, man. I am getting my ass kicked right now. I may need to. I might need to arena out with this character and work on building up my character's assets a little more. I like this character's battle segments, man. They're brutal. No, that's my game plan in existence. I don't know what anyone else's game plan is, but that's my set in life. My old man passes the next year or so. Otherwise, it's staying here until he passes away. Then I have to figure out what the game plan is. Because living there for $800 is a good way. Like, it only costs $900 to live at my old man's house. He's decent. It's a decent property, and it's in a rough neighborhood, but it's a decent property. All right, I think we finally got the main story. I think we're done, boys. After this, I think we've played this. This game's awesome. Like, I do like this game, so I'm really happy that it's done.
Well, unfortunately, I might dip out early because I need to. I want to refocus this telescope before dinner and before my friends.
Go do your man. Go do your thing, man. I wasn't planning on going this long.
No, you're good. I'll catch you guys later. We're talking and hanging out. We covered a lot of good topics tonight.
Yeah, I think, hey man, it's good. It's the whole point of the channel, man. We just finished what I wanted to do, so we just finished We just finished the story of the new sake.
To Kurumi's live stream. He's playing games, so it's up to you if you want to raid him. But I put the link in.
Yeah, well, I do appreciate that. Definitely. Well, go raid Kurumi if you can. And like I said, thank you very much, everybody. As I switch out to the device here, thank you so much, everyone.
Catch you later, Keith. Catch you later, Bob.
Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. We're looking for more. If you want more real conversations with people that isn't fake as fuck, censored, but we'll see you next time.